and we are here at the historic Monza for the Italian Grand Prix. It's been a cornerstone of the Formula One calendar, hasn't it? It's way back here since 1950. I think that there's been an Italian Grand Prix in every single year apart from 1951. I think. I don't know. I might have made that up completely. I just remember seeing something. I remember seeing something. Something about that on a Wikipedia one time, but you should never trust Wikipedia, even though it did get me through college. So, so yeah, it hasn't been too bad for me. Right, before we get into any seriousness, let's quickly share the link, do the usual jazz, and we'll get from there. And as you can see, we got the Italian Grand Prix circuit on the screen right now, as I struggle to speak, which isn't a very good thing to do, is it? Especially as my number one aim for tonight is to actually speak, isn't it? Really. Hopefully we'll have the founder and the owner and the boss will be joining me in the commentary box very soon as well. Of course, Matt will be joining us for his expertise as well, as Dave is on his way back from London, so hopefully we can provide him with some entertainment, some epic action here tonight, like we did last week in Hungary. And I tell you what, last week in Hungary was very reminiscent of the 1997 Grand Prix the 97 Grand Prix in Hungary. It was absolutely fantastic, wasn't it? I must admit, I really shouldn't. I tell you what, we really should have been. But I must admit, I was cheering on Lucas. He had a fantastic race, didn't he? Last time out in Hungary, it was like day one on the arrows, wasn't it? Because up until that point, Lucas, apart from in Belgium where he got an incredible podium in that epic race, he hasn't really that was the first time where he'd really shown some electric pace there. And of course that was Lucas all on his own. That was no Bridgestone tyres. That was, which I think was kind of half the reason why Arrows was up there in 97. It was Lucas's skill and pace that got him out, didn't it? So fantastic stuff, it really was to see. So we're here in Monza. Then we've got, of course, look at the track. Then it looks fairly easy, doesn't it? A lot of straights, a couple of right angle corners. Doesn't look too hard at all, does it? Well, if you want to go around very slowly, I suppose it isn't too hard, is it? But it is anything but. Of course, this is going to be fast, this is going to be precise, this is going to be everything that you need. 11 corners around here, 3.5 miles long, that's 5.7 kilometers, depending on what you like to measure in. Barrichello's got the fastest lap record, actually, from 2004. That was a good year, wasn't it? Of course, the IRC super driver Jonathan Cox was actually at the Grand Prix in 2004, so he witnessed that fastest lap as well. Excellent stuff. And so we're almost ready to get going then, and very momentarily as well. So yeah, really looking forward to this. This is going to be fantastic as well. If you want to play a commentary bingo, you can mark it off with me as well. So we're going to probably say a Temple of Speed. We're gonna be like Forza Ferrari. It's going to be like Tifosi. Those are the kind of things we're going to be saying tonight. So yeah, this is going to be fantastic, isn't it? And of course, the Tifosi could be in good stead as well, because they might not be in good stead at the moment, as their man Vanquish is not tied for the championship anymore, because Jamie has taken over the lead. 9 points separates Jamie and Vanquish at the moment. Then, so that was a swap around. Deneen is now 17 points away. This is an incredible championship, isn't it? The top three, incredibly close. 71 points behind is Hills Rap. What could have been for Hills Rap if it all gone his way, which is unfortunate. Samster, of course, is fifth. We've had some real sad news. Of course, Samster will no longer be racing the Elite League, but we wish him well in his uni work. So so that's a shame for Samster, but yeah, looking forward to it. But yeah, of course, then uni does come first, and hope he. Of course, we wish him all the best, and hopefully you might see him float back in the Elite League next season for season 3, possibly. We'd love to see him back, because I tell you what, he's got some phenomenal pace, doesn't he? So on a phenomenal pace, Crazy Power is up 2 positions as well. There, he's up into 6th position now. Blaz is 7th, with Flying Sauce 8th, Jacob in 9th position, and Lucas, the big mover last week after that incredible race, is up to 10th position at this moment in time. And Lennon, of course, up 5 positions as well in. Which is, I think he was the biggest mover there, wasn't he, so far. Well, Tim, of course, Timmy, who of course races all the Mercedes team in Supers. Good evening, Tim. I hope you enjoy this. It's going to be fast and furious stuff, isn't it? Vin Diesel's got nothing on this, and of course we've also got Nosey as we've also got Nosey in the chat as well. Forest, I suppose he might be a Forest. Forest, not a Forest fan, or maybe even a Forest Green Rover, Forest Green fan. I don't know. We might be a Chelsea fan, but let's not talk about that, shall we? Yeah, this is getting a bit too serious now, isn't it? Right, we're almost ready to get going. I'm hoping that hopefully, yeah. As Matt will be joining us momentarily, I believe. And also we got Lucas, of course. Good evening, Cobbs. Good evening, Lucas. Absolutely, as we touched on earlier, a fantastic yeah, he had a that's incredible, wasn't it, last week, from Lucas, wasn't it? It's second podium of the season, wasn't it? Brilliant stuff, brilliant. Anyway, we're getting ready to get going then. And really, this is gonna be great. All right, I've sat up. I've got me water next to me because this is gonna be absolutely stonking stuff. And Dan Murphy said Forest because you sound like you're from the forest, Sean. Oh, but well, you know, I do. I do sound like I'm from the forest. I even dress like I'm from the forest as well, and I do all sorts of very forest stuff. Yeah, but we're gonna go down that road because this is obviously we've got to keep it professional, don't we? And look at this, and you can see that's of course the first chicane, which was modified way back in 2000. Of course, 2001 was when they first had that chicane, wasn't it? And of course, this race, I think this is the first Grand Prix after that awful day in America, the 9/11. Oh, the 9/11, that awful, and of course Ferrari had black noses, didn't they, in an unmarked car? So yeah, it was a very difficult, very difficult race. And as you heard, I may have got a little excited there. That's because I've seen a bit of rain. So we got a bit of rain then here tonight, and well, this is gonna get very good already, isn't it? Of course, for some reason the elite guys seem to have a lot of rain, don't they? Well, of course the super guys had a bit of rain there, did they, in the race last time out? But of course the elite guys have it more often than not. So this is going to be interesting, isn't it? So what are they going to do then? How is this going to change their setups? Remember, they was probably going to have absolutely minimum drag on the car. So the rear wings was basically, if you had any rear wing sponsors on the cars, you ain't going to see it. It's going to be basically it's going to be like a T tray, the rear wing is. So it's literally going to be virtually. It's virtually not going to exist, is it? We got a Renault powering out of the pits then, and well, we did have, but he's in the wall. He's in the wall. Oh, there's a Renault in the wall. Is he? Well, he's coming out now. I thought he's in the wall. So the Renault coming out of the pits then. That's not a good. That's not a good start for Jacob. Jacob, remember, listen to with Sam Sturr, of course, no longer driving for the Elite League anymore. It is Jacob with the 4 pole positions then in 11 races this season. This would be the 12th race this season, and he now powers out of turn 1 then. And we've also got no Dutch Dave today. No, what a shame for Dutch Dave then. Of course, Dutch Dave was very. He has some great followers, didn't he? Remember his debut back in Spain? It was incredible, wasn't it? It was basically like having Verstappen. It was like having the Dutch fans, wasn't it? For Verstappen, but it was for Dutch Dave. It was brilliant stuff. Of course, Dave usually in the Red Bull, or we call him Navy. He was Dutch Dave. Now he's Navy, but of course, and Dave. It's a shame Dave ain't here tonight, but of course he's being replaced by the. I think he likes to be called Thanos, doesn't he? Or TG. Yes, but and now then coming up to the Ascari chicane. We're going to go on board. No yet, because we got a problem already. That's a huge problem, and that is in the first lesson. That's Rockatoni out of qualifying already. Wow, what a shame! What a shame there for Rockatoni. Then he's literally only turned a couple of turns here in Monza, and he is already out of this qualifying session at the first Lesmo. That is an absolute shock there for Rockatoni in the Red Bull. Then Rockatoni hasn't got any points so far, and he's going to be starting 17th and last. Let's go on board then with Jacob. Look at him powering up then into. Look at this, he's doing 210 miles an hour, isn't he, on the straight? And remember, this is in the wet as well. Into the first chicane, then you can see that not taking too much. This track is about mastering the curbs, isn't it? So yeah, but you don't want to take too much curve, man. Coming into Curva Grande now. Of course, this was a scene of an incredible battle between Alonso and Vettel for 2011 and 2012. Vettel got a slap on the wrist, didn't he, in 2012, into the second chicane. Now then taken almost just about enough then. Now then flying it into the first Lesmo here. You see, getting a bit wide there to lose a lot after turf. Wow, good control there from Jacob into the second Lesmo now then. And now coming up onto this is where the second DRS zone will be, but of course it's a bit too wet for that out of the run. Now coming under the old Monza banking then. Of course, that's very famous, wasn't it? Of course, before the track was converted. Now into the Ascar chicane. I love this chicane. It can be very, very mighty indeed. A bit more pedestrian in the wet then. Of course, then as they come over now, because we had a huge crash there, didn't we, in 95, which restarted the race and helped David Coulthard, didn't he? He was on pole position that race. Had a bit of a mare on the formation lap, but unfortunately the race didn't get any better either for me after the restart. Now into the parabolica then, and accelerated out of it. Now then, look at that, a great bit of oversteer there from Jacob as he comes up to the line now, and he's done a 29. That was an absolute pleasure there to be riding on board with Jacob. Fantastic stuff from car 12, and he's done a 29-1 so far here in Monza. And Nosey has just said rain in Q1, then drive for the rest of the session. Of course, Nosey, as you can see, Jacob there, has just missed the first chicane there. Don't worry about that. And look at that racing point, racing by. I think that is New Life. It is New Life, and so he's coming into the parabolica then. Sorry, Ozone's just joined. I thought that we had another retirement there. Nosey just said, of course, Nosey, the returning champion. Of course, he's the defending champion of the Super, got promoted, didn't he, along with Blas, and New Life goes full fast mode. Yours third fastest. Remember, Yours a range specialist in his own right, isn't he? An incredible race in Belgium. He won that race in Belgium. That is going to live. Oh, and that's a Toro also facing the wrong way. Who is that? Who is that? Is that Blas? It is Blas. That's Blas there. He's got to move quickly, otherwise he's going to get disqualified from parking in a dangerous location. He spins the car around, and he's going to get on his way very shortly indeed then. So he is on his way now, and he's good to go. Vanquish done a 32-1 the first on his first lap. Blas is going to have to go around again because that lap is not going to be it's not going to be very competitive, is it? Here comes Hills are up there and coming into the parabolica as well. Car 13 then. Of course, Hills Rob's got 2 wins to his name this season, hasn't he? I think, yeah, it's caused 3 podiums as well. Unfortunately, this is DNS which is causing him some issues, but he is now 54th in the championship. Hills are up then, it's gone 5th fast mode. New Life is out there. Deneen is on the lap, but he's third. Well, Blas is going to he's on the lap, but I think it's not going to be much in terms of competitiveness. And of course, Conti has just said, let's root for Dan Murphy then. Let's go, mate. So Dan at the moment is in the Haas. Remember, Dan is a bit of a specialist in the wet conditions, isn't he? And look at Deneen there going all over off the track and very well held. I thought he was going into the wall then. Deneen, of course, for in the championship mode. Yellow flag. It's just the racing point in the background there, just cooling it off a bit. Deneen then comes through the final parabolica. Then look at this, then flying through, and what does he do? He's done a 33 as well then for Deneen, but he's invaded his time, so he's going to have to go around again. Blas then is also going to have to go around again as well. He had a bit of an adventure, didn't he, in the first chicane, and he is now going to have another crack. Now we're on board then with Blas then, and you can see he's done he's also invalidated his time as well, so it doesn't count either. 11 minutes to go in this first qualifying session, and we have also lost his TG. We've lost as well. We've lost both Red Bulls in this race already, qualifying already. I must apologise. I must admit, I've only just noticed. So yeah, unfortunately for his TG, he is out of qualifying, and that is a big blow for both Red Bulls. That could be it then for the first qualifying session. All Nosey's got to do is just post the time. Remember, Nosey the returning champion, and he's had a couple of races off. He's revitalised, ready to go. He is fresh and raring to get back into the action here in the Elite League. So looking forward to seeing what Nosey can do. Here comes Deneen then coming out of the second Lesbo then, and you can see then it is meant to be drying up, isn't he, in the first qualifying session. So this is just a sprinkle of rain. So I assume that everyone, of course, remember you really need to set up your car for the race rather than qualifying. Now then Deneen then coming through the Ascari chicane, and I thought he was going on the inside barrier there. So many drivers have hit that barrier there. Of course, Montemimi has hit that barrier there back in 95. I think the Italian driver, of course, an almighty crash. I think Pedro Lamy and Papis was also involved there as well. On board then with Deneen, and you can see that the raid has stopped then. So we're going. This is going to get into dry territory very soon. Well, Deneen's already it's gone up faster so far on a 21-1 there. Very, very close then between them. And Blas off the track as well. And Blas is having a bit of an adventure on this opening. Stint here in Monza. Now here comes his teammate Lucas then coming down the back straight as well. I wonder, there's no really need to go into the dry tyres, is there? All these guys got to do is set a time and they're free, because unfortunately we've lost the 2 drivers. We've lost both Red Bulls then already in this session, and that's a shame, isn't it, really? We would like to see Thanos and Rocketoni. They're really out there and attacking the track, isn't it? So as you can see, yellow flag into them. We've got all sorts going on out there at the moment then, and now you can see at the end of the yellow flag zone. Just taking a look to see who is having an adventure out there. Murphy's still just cooning in the pits at the moment. Anyway, but let's stay back with Lucas at the moment. Into the second Lesmo now. Of course, that's where Lewis Hamilton's championship charge in 2009 come to an end, unfortunately. Of course, well, mathematically anyway, because I think it was out there a long time ago, but realistically, well, mathematically that was the end of it, because when he was hunting down the 2 bronze, wasn't he? He was third at the time before he smashed into that barrier. Quite a heavy impact as well, wasn't it, from Hamilton? On board Lucas Dennis, he's coming out of the Ascari chicane then. It's great to have all you along with us tonight. I'm glad that you've joined us, and I would like to hear your thoughts and what your predictions are for this incredible race here in Monza. Of course, the Italian Grand Prix, one of the best Grand Prix on the calendar. Remember, this is the last European race of the season, and then our next stop was in Singapore, isn't it? Singapore is usually one of the highlights of the season now, isn't it? Coandi's just gone 5th fastest. Lovely stuff there from the Haas driver. Vanquish is on at the moment. We got Crazy Power on the lap, and he is just coming in. We got Blas, who's going to throw on a set of soft tyres. Nosey is going to throw on a set of hard tyres. Crazy Power in the Ferrari then, of course, he's going to have the Italian Tifosi behind him, isn't he? And he goes 8th fast at the moment, Crazy Power does, so just put in the banker by the looks of that. What about BP? He's coming around the final parabolic as well, and what's BP going to do? And he is in the pit. So BP, look at that, he's locking up then. Of course, this is a very difficult pit lane, isn't it, to slow the car down. Of course, because you're flying from the track out that parabolic at full speed, and then having to get it down to, I think it's 80 kilometers an hour, isn't it, in the pit lane around here. So yeah, very much you have to be have to have the wits about you, and that, of course, and DRS has been enabled. That is it then. That is usually the time to throw on a set of dry tyres. I'm surprised. It really, if you just put a bag fit on the intermediate tyres, then that means you're set. Say yourself a set of dry tyres later on in the session. Look at Vanquish there. You can see the car is really not turning. That's a lot of understeer, isn't it, on that Ferrari then? Vanquish, of course, has lost the lead in the championship in after the results of Hungary, which is a big blow, isn't it? It's a big blow for Vanquish, because this man just seems to, even when he's having a difficult time, Vanquish just seems to bounce back. Then coming out the Ascari chicane, and then on the back straight, we've still got Murphy, Blas, BP all in the pits. Jamie is now, of course, the championship leader is out. He's on the intermediate tyres as well. So yeah, not wasting a set of dry tyres. 7 minutes to go in this session. And then what about Vanquish? And he comes across the line, of course, he's the defending champion, and he goes fastest out on a 28.5. The track is definitely getting better and better. Vanquish is also getting better and better. So back on board and the championship leader, the man that has thrown the gauntlet down to Vanquish and in the Ferrari. It's a brilliant battle, isn't it, between Jamie and Vanquish, and I am looking forward to this head-to-head. This is going to be fantastic, isn't it? And he's got very wide in the second Lesmo there, Jamie is, but he's powering away. And you can see that we've got 2 DRS zones around here. Then this is the second DRS zone, is from the second Lesmo up into the Ascari chicane. And Dave is, and of course Dave, who is who's usually in the commentary box with me, is on the train home tonight, heading home from London. Go BP! And I think BP is in the pits at the moment, so I think he's waiting for Dave to start viewing it. So yeah, Dave is now with us, and hopefully BP then could get out and show what he's made of. In the McLaren. And what's Jamie going to show us what he's made of? Well, he goes 6th fast at the moment. Remember, that's on the intermediate tyres, so I think these conditions are not suitable for the Inters anymore. So yeah, the dry tyre is definitely the way to go. Vanquish is still there. He's 8/10 of a second quicker than Vanquish is. Wow, Vanquish is he wants the lead back from the challenger. At the moment, it's 9 points separates the leader and second position. So if Vanquish wins, and Jamie finishes second, Jamie will still have a 2-point lead, because remember, it's a 7 point difference between first and second in the running order. Murphy is going, it's tempted, it looks like he's going on the wet tyres according to the graphic there. What about Jamie? And Jamie there's 2 seconds off there, so he's cruising back to the pits as well. So what about New Life? New Life is out there on track, so he's starting his lap then. The Greek driver, car 79 in the racing point, formerly known as formerly known as Force India. If it sounds odd to say that now, isn't it? Because remember when we first rolled out in Australia, it was very difficult, wasn't it, to say to say Racing Point. Now it's very odd to say the Force India, isn't it? But you know, of course, this team has had a lot of team names over the years, haven't they? They start life off in a green livery with 7up and Jordan. Of course, no, I think their drivers there for that season. Of course, I think one of them was Bern Gasho in the Jordan as well. Then he moved to Pacific, I think it was. Of course, so Jordan there was Jordan right up to 2005. They've had some excellent races. Of course, one of them around here as well, back in '99. With Heinz Howard Frentzen winning the Italian Grand Prix that year, when Hakkinen binned it famously in the the double chicane, wasn't it? Of course, it was like 2 chicanes into one, wasn't it, in the 1999 season, and he threw it away, didn't he, when he was in the lead? It was incredible, wasn't it? One of the most surreal things ever, and it was very heart wrenching to see Mika Hakkinen very upset, visibly upset in the trees, didn't he? Back then in the McLaren. Anyway, but there's a new life fan in the Racing Point. He's gone fast. It's on a 24. Now we're getting to some decent times out there. The track is now starting to get quicker and quicker. Remember, still going to be a green track because it's had a bit of a wash, as you've seen with the rain sprinkling over the Monza circuit, and Blas flying through Curva Grande there, 26.6 in the first sector, bumping over the show, and Savarellis has gone faster still. Jamie has retired from the session, but he's okay. I think he's not on the wall, so he is good. We will see him in the second session. Unfortunately, we will not see any other Red Bulls, but we will see Toro Rosso, who have, I think that today they've had their name changed. Has been granted now. I think they're now called AlphaTauri, and they. So yeah, they're now called AlphaTauri, aren't they, for the 2020 season? And Blas has gone very wide in the Ascara chicane. I think that's invalidated his time. It has invalidated his time, so he's going to have to go around again. And there's a Renault of Norza there, just cruising out at the moment. And of course, John Cox there has just thrown him. It's just said that he's looking forward to tomorrow's race. Of course, his home track. Remember, John Cox used to live 20 minutes away from here, and did see the 98 and 2004 season, as we mentioned. The races in 2004 and in 98, as we mentioned earlier. Of course, we'll talk more about that tomorrow when Jonathan's on track, which we're looking forward to, actually, because we've also got the return of the championship leader. Not that bad, because he raced, didn't he, before we went on holiday in the Elite League in Silverstone. He had a very good qualifying, didn't he? Very impressive way, because it's a very steep jump, isn't it, from the Elite from the Super to the Elite, isn't it? Very similar to Championship to Premier League football, but remember, but I would say the gap is getting smaller and smaller, I have to say, because the Super drivers are getting very quick as well, isn't it? And we look forward to seeing them in action tomorrow, of course. And not that bad returning Jonathan Cox there is a second moment, and we have also got RU Racing in third position, so really looking forward to seeing what happens there. But tonight we're focused on the Elite, and you see then, and we got a yellow flag in the foreground there. Hopefully we won't have any. Of course, I think I seen in the group chat actually earlier on, someone shared a picture about the issues that happened in the Rio Italian Grand Prix qualified, didn't he? Hopefully we won't have any of that monstrosity here today. BP is about to go fastest on the 21-1 there. Good stuff from the McLaren driver. Knowles is on track now. Blas is on track. We've got a lot of cars out there at the moment. Murphy is still in the pit end, so he's just chilling out. Is that Knowles there? Is on the hard tyre, and he goes into he's invalidated time there. Well, Blas hasn't invalidated time. He goes full fastest in the Toro Rosso, or the AlphaTauri, which will be next season. Excuse me. And now then, we've got on board the Ferrari then, as Prince Power Ferraris are at the moment 5th and 13th at the moment. Jacob has gone fastest on 19.5. Jacob gets pole position today. He will equal poles set by Samster in the of course, which was in the Racing Point. But unfortunately, Samster no longer racing for us anymore. So Jacob is now the man to pick up the gauntlet from that, isn't he? And Samster, I must admit, Samster's record this season has been win or bin, hasn't it, really? He's either won a race or he's retired from the race, which is, I'll tell you what, that man is quick, isn't he? But unfortunately, his consistency, which might have cost him this season. Crazy Powers does 20-0, then goes second fast at the moment. who else are there at the moment? Hills Rap is 6 seconds quicker. That is how much quicker. That is how much quicker they are when they throw on a set of slick tires. Of course, there's no groove on these tires anymore. They used to be back up until 2009, where they went back to these slick tires. Hills Rap goes at 4 fast at the moment in the Mercedes. This track is just going to get quicker and quicker. So we're looking forward to seeing who else are there. Murphy is not going to set a time in the Haas. So I'm thinking, I wonder if he's just enjoying some tea. Here comes Yor then. Yor coming across the line, calls the Belgian Grand Prix hero. He goes 6 fast at the moment. There's a Toro Rosso just behind him as well. I think that was Blas. We got Lucas out there at the moment. What's Nosey doing? Nosey's put a lap time in. He's 14 fastest on the hard compound tyre. And here comes Lucas then coming across the line as well. And what is he going to do? Let's just take a quick look. And it is a second fastest there from Lucas, of course, the hero of Hungary. An absolutely stellar weekend that was. Stellar week, I should say. Well, a stellar event that was, wasn't it? Last Wednesday in the Hungarian Grand Prix then. And anyway, I think that is almost the end of qualifying then. Well, it is the end of qualifying really. So the guys that are on the lap, they can finish their lap if they want to. Crazy Power is a second down. Co-Andy in the Haas. We haven't mentioned Co-Andy yet, has he? But Co-Andy there in the Haas then is also on a slow lap. But Hills Rap isn't. He wants to go quicker and quicker. He's 2/10 second up at the lap. This is around the Deneen area. So he could move himself over to 5th position now. This is the final corner. And what does Hills Rap do? He powers across the line. And let's have a look. He is in the 19s, is he? No, yet. He's 5th fastest in the end for the Mercedes. And I think that is it. That's done and dusted then for the qualifying session here in, well, Q1, I should say. And we've lost both Red Bulls, unfortunately. They've come a cropper quite early on in this event. So Rockatoni and Thanos are both done and are out of the Q1 session. So Q2 is going to begin momentarily then. And got a yellow flag out there. Oh no! Oh no! New Life is done! New Life is done in the Racing Point. That is a shame there for the Racing Point driver. He will not take part in Q2. Wow, that is a big blow there for New Life. And I have a feeling, I'm wondering if it's the AI that has caused this issue. And if that is, that's really unfair for New Life. So that means that he will not take part in the Q2. Of course, that is just going under the bank in there. It's just going under the bank, and I can't see a scar chicane. Wow, what a shame there for what a shame there that that New Life. I don't think he would take part. So. Oh my gosh, look at that! Lucas and Jacob, exactly, they've got exactly the same times. And of course Jacob set the time first, so he will be so of course that's why he's fastest. That's incredible, isn't it? By 3 thousandths of seconds, 3 decimal places, that they are exact together. That is incredible, isn't it? Wow. So that is immense stuff. Really is. Brilliant stuff. And what a way to start off qualifying then. Unfortunately, we lost both Red Bulls then, but I'm really looking forward to this now. Lucas, is he a new man since Hungary? I think he is. This is going to get very tasty indeed as we go into Q2 then. And unfortunately, I've just seen New Life ask why am I off, and I think it's because the AI have crashed them. That's so unfortunate. That really is, isn't it? You get taken out of qualifying by no fault of your own. And that is just absolutely appalling luck there from the from New Life. Really such a shame. And Dan Murphy said, I didn't know you were racing in Wakefield, John. We got Harry there also saying Murphy through without setting the time too. You know, I think Murphy was I think he was just enjoying the Monza park, wasn't he? And Charles, this place is an absolute joy, isn't it? I tell you what, I'd love to come here one time in my lifetime. It'd be absolutely fantastic, wouldn't it? And we've got a bit of sunshine out there now. 14 minutes to go in this Q2 session. Now this is where strategy gets involved then, of course. Then, so remember, if you go in the top 10, you must start on the tyre which you set your fastest time on. So that is the importance of getting through to Q2. Q3. Of course, you have to be within the top 10, and then 11th to 14th. This is the actual lineup when they were starting the race in about half an hour's time. And you can see then, well, I'm loving the shot of the pit lane then. On board Jacob then, of course, he's got 4 pole positions so far in 11 races. Is he going to make it 5 in 12 races for Jacob? I'll tell you what, this man single lap qualifying is scary, isn't it? He really is. He's, I tell you what, a man who used to be really good in qualifying was John Trilly, wasn't he? He was phenomenal in qualifying. And I think Jacob there, of course, it all came together, didn't it? Back in the British Grand Prix, I think it was, where he won. And he was hoping to kick on from there. And this championship is still wide open. Jacob does have the pace, doesn't he, to really insert himself in the championship hunt. He just needs to get it together, doesn't he? Of course, in Hungary, I think he was so quick, wasn't he? Because in the time trial, in the TT times, which I know is very different to qualifying, isn't it? Well, in terms of the car settings, where the car's at absolute peak performance, going very wide in Parabolica there. And he's now starting his lap now. Hopefully that doesn't invalidate his time. Because remember, sometimes if you do cut a corner on the last corner, it can invalidate your time. But I think Jacob's alright. Look at him, he's max at the revs of max now at 219 miles an hour as he brakes down into the first chicane then, accelerating away then, not taking too much curve then, accelerating out now nicely then, and now he's coming through Curva Grande then, and Dave just did he do a time on wet, so I don't think Murphy got out there at all, to be honest. I think he was just I think he was just chilling in the pit lane, to be honest. And and you can see almost going on the gravel there, Jacob, and but using all the track and then some for the first Lesmo here then. And I'll tell you what, this is a joy to watch, isn't it, Jacob? I do love I do love going on board Jacob there as going on qualifying up. DRS right on the money then, and now he's coming into the old bank, and then you can see then, look at this, a lovely afternoon here then in Monza, and now coming up into the Ascari chicane then. I tell you what, of course Vettel, of course, has spun it there, didn't he? And then of course Stroll had to take a void in action. It got a bit messy there, didn't it, in 2019 there for Vettel. I think Vettel's looking like he's starting to become back on form now, isn't he? Even though he did have an appalling start in Suzuka, but would he have won that race anyway? Maybe, possibly, but we never know. Yellow flag in 2. Jacob goes fast at the moment. Got you just taking a look to see what's going on. Hills Rapids coming around the final Parabolica in 19.9 there for Hills Rapids. He goes second fastest man on a 21. Ooh, that's a big old time, isn't it? Big old time difference between the two drivers there. Jacob there is not really liking the follow star in there, taking the Rosberg route. Yor goes second fastest man. He's on the soft compound tires. Remember, Jacob's done on the medium. Incredible stuff. So is Hills Rap. Vanquish there coming through the final Parabolica now, and he is in that 4th position at the moment. Deneen on and out at the moment. BP is coming out then. Of course, we're looking at BP. Lucas there is coming into the pits. So you can see we was hugging the final Parabolica. Dave just out, or is it, did Dan go out on wets, or was it an outlap? And he did set is Murphy out because he did set time. Well, I think Murphy is still in it. Murphy's in the pits at the moment. Unfortunately, we have lost New Life because New Life crashed just around here, didn't he? Unfortunately, the AI crashed him, which was so unfortunate. I think Murphy's still in this session. He's in the pits at the moment. He hasn't made it. He hasn't actually been out yet, has he? That Murphy hasn't. And BP, incredible save there from BP. Locked up the right front there, but wow, how son, brilliant stuff there from BP. I tell you what, we've seen a lot of drivers going to the wall there, haven't we? A lot of experienced drivers that have lost it halfway through a Scar chicane and gone in there, but BP did a fantastic job to keep it out of the wall there. He is now coming into the pits, and so unfortunately for BP, that's his lap done and dusted. Deneen is on an outlet, is on a fast lap. He flies down. Look at this, and you can see the track then slopes back up there into the Scar chicane. Look at this then. Deneen there just getting off the DRS then. He's got a yellow flag in one, and Deneen then very wide there. Now he is aiming up to the final Parabolica then. Now you can see then is the speed is so quick around here, isn't it? Of course, this is why they call it a temple of speed. Look at that, 209 miles an hour. You're breaking down to just under 120 miles an hour. Now pushing on the accelerator and going for it. The line is quite close. It's just around the podium, and he goes at 5th fastest. And that's the slowest of all the time so far from Deneen. Of course, he's thrown the championship at this. As we talk about it at the moment, what about Nosey? Nosey's just started out there. Let's go on board there. We've just enjoyed going on board with his teammate Jacob there on the 19.9 there. Nosey then making a return then after a 5 race absent. Last race was back in that epic race in Belgium, wasn't he? Didn't have a very good race. Had a bit of an unhappy race in Belgium, but he is back
refreshed and ready to go then, Nosy. So we're on board with it now. It's coming through Curva Grande. Got a car up in front of us at the moment. That is Deneen, who has just set a lap, so he is on a cool down lap at the moment. And we'll keep an eye on Dan Murphy to make sure he is in this session, but I'm sure he is. I'm sure we've only lost New Life there, which is such a shame for New Life. That is, you know, what a shame there. Now coming through the second Lesmo now then, and right on the money then. Of course, the drivers get a beep in their ear when the DRS is available. Of course, Knowles is on the medium compound tyre, so of course you have to start the race on these tyres, on these exact tyres as well, not just the compound, these exact tyres. So you do not want to lock up. You do not want to take as much wear out of them, well, as least wear out of them as possible, really, don't you? So you want them as fresh as a daisy, don't you, going into the race later on. And now you can see, look at this formidable. Where does he brake? Just before the 50-meter board then, and you can see feathering the throttle then, having a good old play of the throttle then, now stamping on the throttle then as we reach the apex of the corner. And Nosy then is aiming for, he's done a 21 at the moment, 21.3 then, so he's 4/10 of a second away from Deneen. Deneen has just gone through again. He's having another go, Deneen is, so he's had a harvest. And he's come back out as well. And what I mean by harvest, and not around. No, I don't mean that he's you know, having a good old harvest around Easter time. I mean that he's harvesting the electrical energy in the power packs. And you see there down on the right hand side. Then we got D for deployment, H for harvest. And you can see then Lucas there is doing a very good job of harvesting there, and also doing a very good job with deployment as well, because we're over halfway through the lap then. No, you can see then, I'm enjoying these onboards a bit too much then. Anyway, now we're on board. Oh, lovely over the shoulder shot there, as we got a yellow flag in two, as Lucas there, he's looking at how unstable these cars are. It's because you've got no downforce, have you? Because of course you want to run these cars, you want to go as quick as you can around here, don't you? This track is accelerating, it's quick, and look at that, chucking it into the parabolica then. And then as he's now coming onto the apex end, you can see Lucas there pushing the ears up once again, and he's done a 19 and he's gone fastest. This man is looking keen, isn't he, today? And he's 2/10 second in front of Jacob, and that's nothing to sneeze at, is it? Fantastic time there indeed. Samarellis is out on track at the moment. We got Blas out there as well. Murphy is on track then, and he's following his teammate Kohani. So we've got both horses in the same facility. Then here comes T Sammy then coming up to the coming out of the parabolica then, and what does he do? He's on the medium compound tire as well, and he goes into 8 fast at the moment. Co-Andy on track, Murphy on track as well. Blas is down the back straight. There's Co-Andy in the background in the Haas, and I think we will also see Murphy flash it. Well, he didn't, unfortunately. Yellow flag in free. I think it's one of the cars is getting out of the way. Blas there comes across the line. Let's see what he does. He goes 9 fast at the moment. Then yellow flag in one. Co-Andy then comes for the final parabolica, and he goes. Let's see where he does. Of course, the man who won the first ever IRC championship, and he goes at 7 fast moment. What about Murphy? And Murphy is abandoning this up, and he's come into the pits. So Murphy is in the pits, and crazy power on track. BP, it's on track as well. Yellow flag in one, yellow flag all over the show at the moment. And 1, 2, and 3 as we're watching Jamie then in the second, just approaching the second sector now. Then, of course, all tracks in Formula 1 are broken up into 3 sectors, then so we get time and beams, so we know exactly what the drivers are doing. Which is it's very good, isn't it, for us the viewers? In the yellow flag and free then. DRS available as well. And of course, the second time and beam is coming up momentarily, just coming into the entry to the Ascara chicane. And yellow flag there, and that's a car right in the middle of the road there. Deneen, did that incite Jamie? Did that cause him to have any issues there? I think that it was just a bad place to catch a car there, but I think that should be all right. Of course, Jamie might have been a bit hesitant. He might have been a bit unsure where Deneen was going there, but yeah, Charles, this track is so quick, isn't it? In terms of getting in terms of catching up to people. Jamie goes full fast at the moment in the Mercedes at the moment. BP is now starting that then, so we're going to stick with BP in the McLaren. He had a fantastic save earlier on in this qualifying session. 4 minutes ago, this qualifying session is flying by, isn't it? Like the cars out on track at the moment. It's getting faster first out there. You can see the first time beam at 25.9 there for BP, and now into the second chicane. No, I apologise. Now then, as they float down into the first Lesmo, then you can see then, and look at that, and not taking too much curve, just taking enough curve, but no AstroTurf. Now into the second Lesmo, slightly more tight. A lovely power slice. He comes on the extend, and you see DRS on the money again, and now he's going under the old banking. Then now they rise up once again and into the Ascara chicane. He's at a 52.8 there for BP. This is really going to throw some cat amongst the pitches. Oh my gosh, incredible control from all these guys out there, isn't it? The Ascari chicane, the car gets so floaty, the rear gets so light, doesn't it? It's very difficult to keep the car going around there. And you'll 27 laps to do that as well. Remember, but of course the cars will be full of fuel, so it might be slightly easier. Of course, the cars will not be as light. BP goes same fast as decent time now for BP on the soft compound tyre. That's for Crazy Power and Murphy. Murphy's having another go on the medium tyres then. T Sammy is in the pits then, so he's coming in the pits then. He's going to change tyres and go onto the soft tyre. Jamie is also in the pits now, so we've got a bit of a low at the moment. And we've got 3.5 minutes to go then around this circuit. Now let's go. Now let's watch Murphy in the Haas. And you can see then, look at him. Look at that, 218 miles an hour before breaking down into the first chicane then. And David's saying there's going to be some shocks here. It really is, because look at it, it's a mixed bag, isn't it, in terms of tyres, isn't it? Soft and medium out there. There's no sign of the white striped hard tyres. And I'm not really surprised, to be honest, because I think the delta between the soft and the hard is 1.45 seconds, isn't it? Something like that. Might even be larger than that. But so really, yeah, you can't know it's going to be 1.7 seconds or 1.4 seconds in front of anyone, are they really? So there's no. This is not real Formula 1. This is even better. This is IRC, and there is no gap. There is no real performance gaps between any of these drivers. Blink and you're out. Blink in the wrong place and you're out. Sneeze in the wrong place and you're out. It's so tight. It's so tight in terms of being a hero and a zero in these qualifying sessions, isn't it? Murphy there is out with 2 minutes to go then, so he's on track then. Can he sneak into the top 10? Nosey is the benchmark at the moment on a 21.3. I don't think Nosey's going to be comfortable there at all. Is Coandy going to be comfortable on a 20.8? Wow, Coandy, Deneen and Hilsarap are very, very close, aren't they? I wonder what the cut-off time here is. It's going to be very tight indeed. What vanquishes that as well. Murphy sneaks into the top 10. Look how close it is between himself and Coandy. Incredible stuff. Flag there in 2. What about Crazy Power? Crazy Power hasn't set a time yet. Look at this. He's now on the back straight and Crazy Power is, and he's down, and yet now he's approaching the Parabolica then. What is his time going to be? He's aiming for a 20.8. He's on the soft compound tyres, Crazy Power is. And Nosey's out. Nosey's out of qualifying. That is our first knockout. It's a Nosey, of course, the defending Super League champion. Oh, look at that brilliant time there from Crazy Power. He is fastest, and I think that should see him safely through. That is a lot of track he was losing as well, I'm wondering. Blaz on track at the moment, and then Murphy there is just cruising at the moment. Yor is out on track. We have got everyone out on track at the moment. The only guys that are not on track then is Nosey, is BP and Jacob. They think they're safe in the 19s. I think that they might be safer in the 19s, but I could be absolutely wrong. This is going to get very, very tense indeed then as we come into the final stage. 1 minute left. 1 minute left to this session then. 6 seconds a second blast up. And where's that going to pull him? That will pull him through, but will it be safely through? I don't think it will. Blazen then, he's going to have a mighty final sector here, and let's see what he does then. Is he just said we got a bit of traffic there, so that is a Williams there of I think that's Deneen there, who is on an outlap at the moment. So he is now going to go again. Look at all these guys. They're going on the soft tyres. This is going to be fantastic, isn't it? Blazen, he goes 8 fast at the moment, but is that enough? Of course, Blazen on the medium tyre. He's not really keen on the soft, is he? Deneen has completely come to a standstill there. Coandy has just started us up. Murphy's in the pit, so Murphy is out of qualifying as well. We've lost Murphy, and we've lost Nosey as well. Yor is on track. He's up to third. Hilsarap is a second, and he is now third fastest. Lucas is fourth. Fifth is BP. Sixth is Jamie. Are they going to regret not coming out? Look at this, and that's it. That is it. Blast is retired from the session. Jamie is on a lap at the moment. Vanquish is on a lap, and the defending champion then. Of course, Hilsarap's retired from the session as well then. So at the moment, BP, Jacob, and Hilsarap have all finished their laps, so they're done. And also Murphy is done, and so is Nosey as well. What about Vanquish? He comes across the line now. This is pole. This is fastest so far. I was going to say pole position. It's technically not at the moment. He is fastest. That should see him safely through then. Who else is on the bubble? T Sammy's on the bubble. He's coming out of the final Parabolica then. Let's see what he can do then. He comes across the line now, and it is It's not in fastest for T Sammy. Great lap there from T Sammy. Brilliant stuff. Jamie is improving by taking that. That's a Mercedes out. That's a Mercedes out. What about Cole? Come on, Cole then. Cole Andy coming across the line, and he goes 5th fastest. Good time there from Cole Andy. Lucas is on an in lap, I think then. So it's Jamie who's 5 tenths of a second up. Janine who is 7 tenths of a second up. This is gonna be very interesting indeed. Then it's T Sammy going to get knocked out. It's I think Jamie should be safely through then, because the only man I think is between T Sammy and Deneen then for the final spot in the top 10 then. This is the final quarter. Deneen, what is he going to do then? He needs to fight 3 tenths of a second. I think he has. And he comes as Jamie comes to the pits, and Deneen is through. And what a shame for T Sammy. He had a fantastic qualifying session just out, but the skin of his nose there. And so what a shame there for T Sammy, but absolute joy there for Deneen there. He sneaks through into 9th position there in the Williams. Well, that was a very intriguing qualifying. Look at that. Wow. Wow, it looks like there's a lot of people have really we got a lot of red there, haven't we? And it is and we got 2 men on the medium tires. It's Jacob and Jamie. Everyone else is on the soft tires. Unfortunately, we have lost in that session New Life, who the AI crashed him after Q1. Unfortunate that was. Knowlesy is out of qualifying return. Murphy 13th, 12th was Blads, and 11th was T Sammy then. So as we're now building up into Q3 then, who's going to get fast? Who's going to be on pole position? The 2 Ferraris, 1 and 2, as Dave just mentioned in the chat, in the comments there. It's really difficult, and he can't call it. No one can call this. It's going to be if you guess right, it's going to be really pot luck. And now we're into Q3 then. And you can see it's all quiet at the moment, but not for much longer, as the roar of the V6 engines are going to get fired up in a minute, and we're going to have an absolutely. It's going to be a showdown. Davis reckons it's going to be Jacob Bankage, Crazy Power. That's his top 3. And if he gets that right, then I'm going to be honest. Then I'm going to ask him for the lottery numbers as well, because that is going to be a hell of a guess, isn't it? It's really all to play for. Then any one of these top 10 drivers can get pole position. Any one of these top 10 drivers can get the front row and third position. It's going to be very tight indeed, as we were saying earlier in Q2. Basically, it is going to be, as I said, it's going to be a blink of an eye between first and second. It's going to be fantastic stuff. 11 minutes to go then in this Q3 session. So we had 12 minutes of this Q3 session then. So this is where the track is rubbered in at its most. This is the fastest these cars are going to be in this race event. So if you like speed, there's always a Jacob there getting a bit of snap of oversteer there, didn't he? He corrected that and then went straight on. So yeah, if you like speed, then you're in the right place. Monza is the temple of speed. These cars are flying around this track, and this is going to be absolutely phenomenal stuff. And Jacob N, of course, full pole position to his name. Is he going to get 5 in 12 rounds? Is he going to be well, in the 12 starts that he's done, is he going to get pole position number 5? That's an incredible strike rate, isn't it? Almost 50%. I think it's just below 50%, isn't it? Something like 44%. And Tim's just asked, where's Matt? I'm not going to repeat the last part. I think hopefully Matt will join us for the race. It'd be great to have Matt's input in this. And I'm wondering if Matt might have got stuck at work or something, but hopefully he will join us for the race, and we can have some sense spoken up here in the commentary box. And as Jacob coming down into turn 1 then, and you can see they're breaking down them from it's incredible. Oh, did he cut the corner there? We'll find out in a minute, as he has cut the corner. Jacob has already lost out on his first attempt there. What a shame there. The hills are up there. I think that was a lot more precise there from Hills are up than acceleration away then. Hills are up as hasn't got a pole position to his name yet, has he? I think the DNFs, as we mentioned earlier, DNFs have been his Achilles heel. He just needs a bit of consistency, doesn't he? And Hills Rap will be there or thereabouts really. And accelerating out the second chicane. You can see, look at them. They're playing with the Urs, because if you was looking down the bottom right hand corner, that was 3. Now it's on 5, and you see that it's incredible how they're playing with the Urs and still having to go around these corners at over 100 miles an hour. That's incredible stuff, isn't it? going down the hill and back up the hill, then into the Ascar chicane, then a 52.6. Their wheels are up, decently done there. Oh, going very wide then, and you can see I love these over the shoulder camera shots here. It's fantastic, isn't it? A shame about the halo. Anyway then, but of course Halo has as we've seen on a couple of occasions now, Halo has saved drivers' lives, so that is more than enough reason for why they're there. So to be fair, actually, don't really notice the halo much anymore. Kind of got used to it. The hills are out, then comes across the line, and Deneen's done! Deneen is done! And where's he done? Let's just take a quick look. I'm just taking a quick look out there now. I think it's in the Ascari chicane, and we're on board with Co-Andy then. And let's just take a look. It might be in the exit. And Deneen is out. Vanquish goes second then. And Lucas is further. Yor has come out of nowhere for 19.2 there for the McLaren driver. Fantastic stuff indeed. 2/10 of a second separates it. Yor and Hills are up so far. Vanquish is third on 20.1. 20.2 there for Lucas. And got yellow flag and said, well, this is the qualified in Monza earlier on. Co-Andy there has gone 5th fastest at the moment. Jacob there is on a lap now, and I think he's attacking this lap. And he's now he's going to build up then into the Ascar chicane, and a 52.4 there. Yellow flag into then. Of course, our story lost Deneen, so Deneen at the moment will be the highest is going to start at 6th, and that ain't going to be. I don't think that's going to be where it's finished unless Jacob, Crazy Power, BP and Jamie all also have issues as well. And I very much doubt it. Now coming through the Parabolica, what does Jacob do? And he comes across the line and he goes fastest. So Jacob goes fastest by 400ths of a second from Yor, who is second at the moment. Jamie on the lap of the road, he's coming through the first section now. BP in the first lesson then. So is Crazy Power then. So we've got a bit of a race on here then. So Crazy Power is going to have a good it's going to have a very good slipstream, isn't it? We're on board the Ferrari driver then. Just in front of us is BP. So that he's going to, so he's at just the right distance, I think, to get a slipstream here. But he might have a bit of a dirty air though as well, which might cause a bit of issues there. Yellow flagging free then, and just as BP then coming down the back straight. So is Crazy Power as well then. So what are these guys going to do then? BP is called it. I think that I wonder if he made a mistake. Sorry, Crazy Power has come by then. So Crazy Power has basically had the toe on most of the lap then. So has this helped him? We're going to find out now. He's aiming for 19.2, and he's done a 19.4, and his third fastest at the moment. He's in front of his teammate. And he's in third position. But of course, Dave predicted that he's got 2 of the 3 right so far. He's got Jacob first and Crazy Power for round 1. Definitely goes to Dave, doesn't it? Incredible stuff, and good. Tell you what, I'm good asking for the lottery numbers tonight. 80 kilometers an hour. Then Jamie slows down to at the moment, and he's coming in the pit. So he hasn't set a time yet. So look at that lovely podium, isn't it? The best podium on the calendar, isn't it? Especially when the Tifosi are out there with the big old Ferrari flag. So Jacob in the pits there as well. Crazy Power there is just coming back in the pits there. So we've got just under 6 minutes to go then. So we've got a bit of a lull, and we'll be so the drivers are just getting themselves together. What are they going to do? They're going to throw in a set of soft tires. Of course, you get an extra set of soft tires for this Q3 session. Has anyone saved any tires from Q1? Remember, it was wet in Q1, so potentially you will almost certainly have a set of soft tires. Depending on how far ahead were you thinking then. So at the moment we've got 3 drivers on set of time. Deneen, who won't set a time, he's unfortunately retired at the Ascar chicane. What a shame for Deneen. We haven't got any time set for BP at the moment, nor Jamie either. So those guys will be. Hopefully those guys can come out and set a time now. Look at the heat haze. Remember, not too long ago, this track we had a bit of rain, didn't we? As we got the Ferrari mechanics there scattering, and just about to bring Crazy Power back into the pits. And I think that was Co-Andy just coming out of the pits there, as we're just seeing the Ferrari guys. We'll put it on the dolly trolley, and just wheel the car back into the pits. And I'm sure it was Jamie there coming on the pit, so he's come out fairly early, and he is ready to get going then. And he hasn't set a time yet, has he? So he's going to be out of sync slightly there from the other driver's end. So I'm wondering if, and Jacob's out as well then. So then there's no wasting time, is there? They're going to just come out and go for the lap, isn't it? Advantage to this is, of course, there if you mess up, then you got an extra bit of time. Disadvantage is that the track will not be at the optimal state compared to what it is right at the end of the session. And also you might get traffic as well on this lap. So those are the two That might be the two disadvantages there. But of course, but we'll find out momentarily. Of course, this track, even though it's full of straights, and it's very difficult. It can be very difficult to get out of the way, as Jamie then comes down the back straight. Then, and you can see then he's now getting ready. Look at the car. He's prepping the car. The IRS is now up to 4. Now Jamie then into the final parabolica. Then this is it. Then we have got this is the final showdown then of qualifying then, and he accelerates away now. And he is going to start his time now. So, and here we go then down into coming over the grid hatch then as we come down into turn 1 then. And you can see there's the pit entry there. And you can see the very long pit exit there. And it's a very long pit exit. Of course, you've got to stay left of that white line, otherwise you get a penalty. Accelerates now turn. Anyway, enough about that. You can see there's the yellow Renault in the background. 4 pole positions there for the yellow Renault. Jamie at the moment's only got 2 pole positions, so can he get a 3rd pole position then here tonight? It's going to be a very he's taking a lot of curve there, hasn't he, Jamie? He might have lost a bit of time there, a couple of tenths there, I would say, on the Mercedes driver as I'm through the first Lesman then. Now coming to the second Lesman down then, slightly more tight then, lovely shot here then. And again, just taking, look at that, inch perfect there from Jamie, fantastic. And he's unfortunately backed off there, so he doesn't. Jacob there, using so much opposite lock there to keep the car on the straight and narrow, and he's also abandoning this lap as well. So this is the advantage of going out quick early, is that you do have enough time there to do a banker, as so to speak, isn't it, and come back in. So Jacob there is the second off. I think it'll be Jamie who'll be the first man then to have another go then. So Jamie, this is take 2 then. 2 minutes to go, and he's come back in the pits. He's gonna have enough time then to come in and out of the pits. It's gonna have to be it's definitely gonna have to be a very quick to come in the pits. Unfortunately, I must admit, I think I can't remember who suggested this. I think it was Dan Murphy. He said that it would be a good option to have like a quick pit stop in qualifying, wouldn't it? Rather than having to get wheeled back in and back out, because it'd be so much quicker, especially on moments like this, isn't it? Yellow flag and free. Thing is, someone that's just slowed down. Jacob there is on pole position at the moment. He's taking a lot of curve there again. Has he invalidated this time? He has invalidated this time. Jacob again then. So he's done. So once again then he's got to go around another lap. He has time now. So this is the advantage of Jacob coming out early. Is if you do make a mistake, then you will have a chance to rectify it there, as that's a Haas right off the track there of Co-Andy. So Crazy Power then starts his lap then, and look at that in the background there, that's a McLaren. I was going as McLaren, of course, they go into Mercedes engine in 2021, aren't they? Which does sound a lot better, doesn't it, rather than McLaren. Coming out then into the Curva Grande then is a Crazy Power then. Look at him then taking you can see there in the car then, maximum power down for here. Of course, it used to be a bit of a more fearsome corner back in the day, didn't it? Now coming down into turn 3, yellow flag in 1 and 2. I think that was one McLaren slowing down the background. Now into the first Les Million, and look at this, an absolutely lovely day today, isn't it, here in Monza. Fantastic stuff, isn't it? It's incredible how quickly the weather changes around here, weather changes on this game. DRS there, almost on the bubble there as well. Now coming down into the banking then. Who knows anymore? Fun fact, Deneen is preparing for a turn 1 dive bomb. So Deneen there is just practicing then to make sure that his brakes are optimal, isn't he? As he is going to be starting to least 8th position, but it could get worse, couldn't it? Well, it ain't, because BP is out. BP is out of qualifying, and so Deneen will start. Could start 8th, could start 9th. I don't think he'll start 10th. And Crazy Power is backed off there, and that's it for Crazy Power. Okay. York comes across the line then, and he is second fast. And we've got Hills, who is that? Co-Andy is now up into 5th position then, as Vanquish is 3/10 of a second. Lucas is out on track mode, and Jamie hasn't come across the line, so Jamie is going to be 10th for the championship leader. Wow, Jacob is going quicker still, and Crazy Power can start again, but his lap has been less than optimal. So is Vanquish there, who is 4/10 of a second up then. Rob Boy, the Ferrari driver now, of course, he's second in the championship now. Jamie, the championship leader, is is done and dusted. Deneen and Jamie, 2 championship contenders, are down the field. They're 8th and 10th. What about Vanquish, who was 2nd in championship? That's a car off in the background. And what about Vanquish then as he comes across the line? And what's he going to do? Jacob is down. He's on pole position, but is Vanquish going to steal it? No, Jacob is on pole position then for the Monza Grand Prix. Well, the Italian Grand Prix here in Monza, and I think that I was wondering if it was well, Crazy Power can still do a lap there, but he is but unfortunately I think he abandoned it, didn't he, really, which is interesting stuff there. So Jacob there has taken an incredible I can't remember what he said now. Yeah, 5th pole position this season, and he matches Sam Stewart at the moment, of course. So yeah, Jacob there on pole position there. Can he convert this one? 2nd is Your. Brilliant quad one performance for Your. Hills of Rap is 3rd. We got Ferraris 4th and 5th. That's a Power and Vanquish 4th and 5th. Co-Andy. Oh, big smash there for the Mercedes driver. And Co-Andy is in 5th position then, of course. IRC legend, isn't he, in his own right? And it's great to see him back on the IRC grid in 5th position then. And really, once again, showing the young guns what he can do then. Look how close that was. Your was 37 hundredths of a second between himself and Jacob. That is the front row. This is going to be an absolutely tasty Grand Prix, isn't it? Hills are up is 3rd with Crazy Powerful. Vanquish and Co-Andy 5th and 6th. Potentially 2 of the greatest drivers to ever grace IRC. Potentially incredible stuff. Lucas is 7th position then, with Deneen in 8th position, and it could have been a lot worse for Deneen then, so he might be slightly up with that, but he is down the field still. BP in 9th position, and Jamie, the championship leader, is 10th fed. Now we're going to get into the race then. So then this is going to be a cracking race, isn't it? We've got 17 drivers around Monza. Who is going to win this race? Who is going to be I got this, Deneen. So Deneen now is 8th position at the moment. Then can he salvage Eddie? Can he get a podium from there? Can Jamie get a podium from there? Can Vanquish capitalise on this? What about Jacob from pole position? Can he get another win? Can he get his 2nd win of the season? There's a lot of questions that we need answered in the next 40 odd minutes. Remember, this is the quickest race on the calendar in terms of times, because they're on the power so much, isn't it? But to be honest, it's the opposite ends of the spectrum, isn't it? It goes from like one of the shortest races in terms of the time to one of the longest, doesn't it? Because Singapore next week, we're expecting at least an hour on track, isn't it? Here today, we aren't expecting the race time to be up that high. We've also got Dave said the highest championship contender starts 5th. This could be brilliant. $10. I'll get a podium there from Deneen. So he's very, very confident there, isn't he, in the Williams? So really look forward to seeing what's going to happen here. As you can see at the moment, we're just having a look in the pit lanes here. Of course, all the cars are now on the track. All 17 cars are out there and raring to go, aren't they? So at the moment, we're just waiting to for the drivers there just to get their strategy sorted out. And I'm hoping that this isn't a bit of a glitch of the old session. So we'll find out in a minute. We've already, as Dave just said, it'd be fun to watch Deneen. I've got no lights, so unfortunately I don't think anyone's got any lights at the moment. So we're just loading the session at the moment then, as I think I might put the kibosh on it. Tim has just said still no Matt. I mean, hopefully Matt will join us momentarily. Maybe that's the reason why the session has been delayed, because Matt is just getting himself prepared and ready to come in and guide us through this Italian Grand Prix. Remember, this is round 14 then of the IRC Elite League Season 2. As Lucas just said, it is stuck. And it's a bit of a shame at the moment, isn't it? So it's a bit of an anticlimactic start, but don't worry, this is going to get very, very interesting very, very soon. So yeah, look forward to this then. So as we wait to see what happens, I have a feeling we're going to have to restart the session here, because something is going a little awry there. And let me just have a quick chat to see what's going on in the gossip. Dave has just confirmed a restarting from the grid with quality positions. So so we're going to leave. So we're going to leave and restart the session. So so that's what's going to happen then. So unfortunately for you guys, you got so I think Ozone might be the problem, unfortunately. So we got Ozone driving around at the moment. Anyway, then, whilst we're just deciding on what's going on here, let's just take a quick, brief throwback about the Italian Grand Prix show, the history. It's been fantastic. It's been fantastic over the years, hasn't it? I think it's of course one of the famous ones, which is I think Minardi went head over heels, didn't it, on the start finish strike back in '93. That's one of the more famous ones. Unfortunately, we had I think we had Peroni, didn't we, in the Formula 3 race? A very scary incident. Of course, that's when the Halo actually helped him out there as well. Very scary indeed. And it was luckily the Halo helped him out there. And I think we got some ticks there. So yeah, I think you've been saved by my by my yapping on. And we got a couple of guys leaving the session here. Yeah, I think people are calling for a restart. People are already leaving. Yeah, that's what's going on in the chat at the moment. So that's a bit of the inside scoop then. So yeah, as we carry on then, of course, I think one of my favourite Grand Prix in Monza is, as David's just confirmed then, restart, set the grid to qualifying positions, and yeah, that has been confirmed then. So we're just going to have a restart now. So then, as I keep an eye out to make sure I got an invitation, otherwise I could be I could be a bit lonely up here. Yeah, I think my favourite race is definitely one of my favourite races has been '95, wasn't it? Remember, both Ferraris were actually leading that race, weren't they? And then it was a very unusual thing happened. Of course, the Lacey's onboard camera went off and absolutely smashed the suspension of Gerhard Berger, didn't it? And that retired Gerhard Berger. Then Lacey retired not too long after. So which is a bit of a shame now, isn't it? Really. As you can see, then we've got all sorts of chaos happening at the moment. Well, this is an interesting formation. So we've got Jacob, who's currently on the pole position, but and we've got a Racing Point 2 as just sneaking through there as well. And Vanquish just asks who's got a screenshot. And Luke, so we're just getting ready for the Grid 2 format then. And there's Jacob, the pole setter, just got off out. Yeah, 95 was a bit of an odd season, wasn't it, in terms of the Ferraris, isn't it? And then Lacey retired there. 95, of course, the pole setter David Coulthard went off on the formation lap, didn't he? Beat Scary, and then of course on the restart he had a wheel bearing failure, didn't he, in the second chicane? Of course, the second chicane was also over for us, so we had Schumacher and Hill come together, didn't he? Of course, Hill, I think it was just lapping the footwork of Taki Inoue, wasn't they? The legend it is, Taki Inoue. And then Hill went into the back of Schumacher. So yeah, I think that was the second time, wasn't it? Because they also clashed in Silverstone as well earlier that year. And Johnny Herbert come through to win his second Grand Prix of his career. It was a great race, wasn't it? I think the second, ironically, again, it was Hill that gift wrapped his second Grand Prix win as well, didn't it? Because Hill did exactly the same thing to Schumacher, didn't he, in Silverstone? So yeah, Johnny won that his second Grand Prix. It was a good old race, that was, wasn't it? I'm sure. Of course, I also enjoyed 97 was a good race as well. Of course, David Coulthard won the race in the McLaren. Now that was McLaren's second win of the season, wasn't it? That was the season before they had started to dominate the sport, didn't they, with the Adrian Newey designed car in '98. But yeah, Coulthard won that race, and of course, it was a bit of a pit lane battle, wasn't it? And also, I think that race, I remember a big old smasher between Ralph Schumacher and Johnny Herbert again. Actually, it was a frightening smash in the first chicane. There was a couple of smashes as well, wasn't there? We've of course back in the of course 2000 there, an awful smash, wasn't it? And I think Marshall lost his life, didn't he, in that vile crash, wasn't it? In the second chicane it is now. Both Jordans come together. We had Della Rosa going flipping over as well in the background. It was a bit of a vile bit of a horror show, that, wasn't it? And just saying a quick look then. Yeah, Dave's just confirmed there will be a restart. The game was glitched. As Denise just said, an interesting grid there. As yeah, this ain't counting. And yeah, so we're just and we're just waiting for. Oh, I've got a invite. So there's me yapping on then. So we're getting ready for grid for a new session. Then, so what will happen? And all the cars will line up in the exact same same grid formation, and we'll be getting ready to go in just a few moments' time. Then, of course, they also have to start on the same tire which they qualified on as well, as just to make it fair. Then, so let's carry on going for the history of Monza, and I'm sure you guys are going, oh. I must admit, I quite like 98 as well. Of course, the Ferraris had Napoleon start, didn't they, in 98? They just didn't get off the line. And then the Coolfire's engine blew up, and then 400 metres later, Hakkinen lost the lead to Schumacher. Hakkinen had a bit of an appalling race, didn't he? Hakkinen's not done very well around here, because then a year later, in the 99 race, he retired as we're just waiting for it all to. I think Matt has got caught up, but Matt did send his apologies. So of course that's I think so. It's a shame we didn't have Matt in here tonight, because it would have been really good to hear his thoughts on the Monza Grand Prix track, wouldn't it? Really, but of course you can't see Matt, you can't see Dave, and you can't see all the other super drivers. This will be in action tomorrow night. Remember, 8 p.m. and I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be really good as the super guys. Of course, so as we said, the elite guys come first on Wednesday. This is Elite Wednesday. This is before we go to Super Thursday, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, Matt confirmed about 5 past, unfortunately. So that's all right though. So as we said, Matt will be here tomorrow. So yes, we'll be here tomorrow on the racetrack. We're almost ready. We're just waiting for 2 more drivers, and then we'll be able to get going again here at the historic Monza circuit. So who are we waiting for then? We've got 2 Ferraris. We got no Red Bulls at the moment, so I ain't got Rocketoni or Fanos at the moment, so I'm wondering where Rocketoni and Fanos have got to. Well, unfortunately they did hit the showers fairly early on, didn't they? Of course, in the Q1. So I'm wondering if they're still just enjoying themselves still. But well, hopefully we'll submit and we can get racing again, can't we? And I think we have all 17 drivers in here now, so we should be able to get going as well. Hopefully we can get Ozone in here as well, actually, because the session is now a complete new one. He might start from the back of the field, but I think out of all the races, this is probably the best race to start from the back of the field, isn't it? One of the easiest races to overtake on, and it'd be great to see what he could do from the back of the field. So I'm just getting rid of all these notifications. I can see the stream again and see what's oh, and Dave just asked me to invite the drivers too. I think I'm a bit late on that one. So I think got all 17 drivers in now, and we should be raring to get going. So just waiting for Rocketone to pick its car, and then we should be raring to go then. I think because the other Red Bull is in here as well, isn't it? New Life is in. Yep, and Rocketone has picked his car. And we are waiting for one more driver, which I think is TG, isn't it? I think it is TG. So let's see if we can invite is TG. I don't think I've got him as a friend at the moment. Excuse the blue screen of doom. I must admit, I've been working on laptops and all I've seen is blue screens this week. Yeah, it's not been a great week, I must say. So I'm just taking a look. I don't think I've got TG as a friend, unfortunately. So yeah, so I think then it's great to have all your comments here. It's been bear with us. We'll be raring to go now in this race. So I think unfortunately I can't. Unfortunately, we are missing the Red Bull of TG, but I'm not sure where he's got to be honest. Yeah. And Dan has just said, everyone, let's just take a moment to realise that Jacob's internet is, well, it's gone down to yellow now, but Jacob's internet was actually green and not red for a change. So yeah, well done, Jacob. Of course, I think Jacob's now all wired up and ready to go, isn't he? In terms of he's now using the power of the Ethernet, as he called it. So we're just waiting to see. And unfortunately, TG doesn't want to race, which is a big blow actually for TG. So it unfortunately didn't go well for him in qualifying, and we're ready to get going now. And Dave just said, "Thank you for all your patience, guys, and cooperation. Let's go racing." And yep, I echo that sentiments as well. So we're all ready to go then for Monza then. Unfortunately, it's TG. It's not coming back, so we only have one Red Bull driver, but we have replaced it with Ozone, who didn't qualify, but is in the race. So this is going to be fantastic stuff, isn't it? So yes, we are raring to get going, and we're just finding out the final few places then for the grid, and we'll be roaring around Monza. For the Italian Grand Prix then. Of course, we had a sprinkle of rain, didn't we, in the qualifying session, but yeah, we had a sprinkle of rain in the qualifying session, didn't we? But it all dried up, and I don't think there was any rain reported for the race. Of course, usually Jonathan Cox is usually my Ted Crowix in the pit lane, who tells us about the weather, doesn't he? Of course, he races on Thursdays nights, doesn't he? So yeah, we'll definitely have a full weather report tomorrow night. But yeah, I don't think there was any rain on the horizon, was there? As yeah, as I was saying, we're just waiting for the final few positions then for this session to start then. Anyway, just going through a quick couple of stats then for this season then, and just saying that the most starts this season is actually by Deneen, who has started. This will be his 13th race start today, so well done to Deneen then, fantastic stuff. Alongside Blatz, who is also done, it will be his 13th start as well, along with Vanquish then. So they have been ever present this season. Most podiums has gone to Jamie, which is why he is top of the standings at the moment. His consistency has been mega. He's only got one race win, which I find quite surprising, which is back in Hungary, but his podiums there, 7 podiums this season, incredible stuff there. Of course, Vanquish is on 6, which is also why he's in it to win it as well, with Deneen on 4. Of course, pole positions there, 5 for Peaceful Jacob and Samster, and then the next man is Jamie on 2 pole positions there. And of course, the win so far is actually Samster on 3, Vanquish is on 3, 2 for Hills are up, and Deneen, and then 1 for Jamie Jacob. Yes. Anyway, let's get racing, shall we then? So then we're getting into the race, and this is where so we've enjoyed qualifying, and now then, of course. And James just asked the setups. So I believe they are, so you can still use exactly the same setup as you did for what you did in the earlier session, because all these guys definitely use custom setups. Of course, if you use you can use default if you want. If you're very quick using default setups, that's incredible. Yes, and Deneen has also asked, do you use the same tire, start tire? Yes, you do. So you must use the same tires which you set your time on in terms of the top 10. Anyone outside the top 10 can choose whatever tire they want. So anyone inside the top 10, whatever time you set your fastest time on Q2, you must start on that tire. Of course, to make it fair, really. So and now we will be getting ready to go very soon as well. And I almost lost the stream there. That would have been a bit that would have been a bit difficult, wouldn't it? Anyway, so you can see we're just taking a look at the pit lane, and once again, as well as I must admit, I do like this pit lane. It's a good old wide pit lane here in Monza, isn't it? But we want to see the racetrack now, don't we? We think we're a bit fed up of seeing this pit lane. Of course, remember we've got a formation lap first, and then we'll be ready to go. As you can see, them green lights are on, and we are out, and away we go then for the formation lap. Let's just take a quick look then of what is going on the grid today then. Look at all those red striped tyres then. Of course, in the top 10 we only had 2 drivers in the top 10 that had medium tyre, wasn't it? Which I thought was Jacob and Jamie, but Hills Rap is also on the medium tyre as well. so perhaps I missed that then. But everyone else is on the soft compound tyre then in the top 10. So let's go through the order then, shall we, of this Monza Grand Prix. And you can see then Jacob there is 4 seconds in front already, but this is on the formation lap. On pole position then for the 5th time this season is Jacob. Fantastic. Yours alongside him on row 1. Look at it, was an incredibly close wrong thing in qualifying. Look forward to seeing how well they do now. Hilterap is 3rd in the Mercedes. Crazy Power is 4th in the Ferrari. Alongside Crazy Power is his teammate Vanquish, who's 5th. Co-Andy is 6th. What a prestigious row that is, row 3. Co-Andy and Vanquish, two of potentially the best ever IRC drivers in history. 5th and 6th. Lucas is 7th position. Lovely shot of the decimal there. Deneen is 8th there in the Williams. 9th is BP. 10th is Jamie, of course, the championship leader, way down. And in 10th position, T. Sammy just outside the point, just outside the 11th position. Blas is 12th position. All these guys on the medium tyre. Murphy 13th position. Knowlesy is in 14th then. New Life is 15th. Unfortunately, we didn't get shown what New Life could do around here. 16th position then is Rockatoni. Again, like New Life, we didn't really see much of Rockatoni, did we? And Ozone there is 17th position and in the racing point. So as unfortunately TG is not racing. So he took part. We didn't see much TG either. So 27 laps around the Italian Grand Prix. Who is going to win? Who's going to be your podium predictions there? I'd love to hear it, and it's great to have you all along with us tonight. And it is going to be a fantastic viewing then around the Monza, around the Temple of Speed, around Monza, the home of Ferrari. Kind of Crazy Power and Vanquish there make the Trofosi guys, the Trofosi fans proud then. And I think Hills Rapids on the wrong tyre. As I've just had a quick look. And yeah, so I think that yeah, I think unfortunately Hillsrap has been put onto the medium tyre there, so there might have been a glitch of the game there. But anyway, we're just waiting for an look. There's Joe on the front row alongside Jacob. Look at this, and here we go. Then we've got 5 sets of lights are on. When they go out, we'll be racing in Monza. It is go no, and it's a good start there. It's a very good start there for Jamie. But oh, and you can see then, look at this. We've got 3 of us running because Crazy Power's on a fantastic. He's taken the lead. He's taken the lead already. Crazy Power's to come down into turn 1, and this is a very tight. This is a very big stopping zone there. Crazy Power leads the Italian Grand Prix. That's a fantastic start. That's one of the best starts you'll ever see. Incredible stuff. New Life Fair is just in position there. They're all very calm at the moment then. So very nicely done then. Crazy Power leads. 2nd position is Jacob. 3rd position is Yours. Then we've got Vanquish in 4th position. Hales Rap has dropped down the 5th bed at the moment. And Jacob, then let's just take a look. Let's see what's going on there here around at the moment. And at the moment, they're all behaving themselves. Oh no, Nosy isn't. Nosy isn't. He's damaged the front wing, and there's all sorts of gravel going on in the background. As Sammy is down into 30th position. Rockatoni, Ozone, New Life, and Jamie. Jamie's had a problem. Jamie's had a problem. The Mercedes, he is dropping right down the order as he damaged the car. He has damaged the car. So Jamie is down and out. The championship leaders having an appalling start here in the Italian Grand Prix. Oh no, and whoa, and they're coming through the Ascara chicane. And Crazy Power's under a lot of pressure now because Jacob is going on the inside. He's going on the inside to the Parabolica. He takes the lead of the Italian. Oh, now you can see them trying to get onto the racing line a bit too early there. Jacob is, but he takes the lead. And Crazy Power's had a fantastic start. He had a great launch, didn't he? An absolutely fantastic stuff. And lap 1 complete. Then look at the gap there. It's 0.2 of a second at the moment, but you can see, look at them all slipstreaming. And yes, you all Crazy Power and Jacob there. And we've got pit stops there for Hills are out for Knowlesy. Jamie is also going to be in the pits as well then. And is Jacob there going very well then. Now Crazy Power is going to have a and we've got a good old scrap between Lucas and Co-Andy. This is the battle for 67, and of course Lucas had a fantastic race in the Hungarian Grand Prix. That's side by side in the Curva Grande. Then Lucas said he got the pace in, and you can see then, and look at them there side by side as they come down to the second chicane now. And Lucas there is retaking 6th position. Then 7th position is Co-Andy. BP is in 8th. Then 9th is Blas. The 10th position is Murphy. Then so Murphy's up 3 positions as well. Fantastic racing so far, and Murphy is going out the inside into the first let's mode. And Blas there just basically keeping his position. Hills Rap is down 12. He's coming to the pits. Jamie is last, and this is not a good start at all there for Jamie, is it? As they're coming through then to complete coming through the Ascara chicane then. Wow, what a start then here. And look at this, look at the front three at the moment. There's a second between them. And now we've got Blas and Murphy once again. They're fighting for position. There they are, there they are. And now Murphy is now up into 9th position then. He is up into 9th position then, so he's got by. Yellow flag it too because Hilsrap is out. What a shame for Hilsrap. We're on board with Nosey. And he's in the second Lesmo. Hilsrap is gone in the second Lesmo. That is the Mercedes out of the race then. And Dave has just, Dave has just said that the championship leader is last. He is last at the moment. He's 16th. And now BP is up to 7th position then. Look at the back row, got slipstreaming everywhere. And BP there. Oh, look at this. And go Andy there. He's got a, oh, there's damage on the Haas. There's damage on the Haas. And oh, he's gone through then the polystyrene, and unfortunately Co-Andy has dropped down some position with damage as well. That is going to cause all sorts of issues then on the Haas driver then. And you see then Blas has now started to gain as well. Co-Andy then is he's going to have a lot of understeer then. New Life and Rocket Tony also battling in that 12th and 13th position mode. And Co-Andy there is being a very sensible young man there, isn't he? And just keeping himself, making sure that he's abiding by the rules of going off the track there. So nicely done there from Co-Andy there, but what a shame from Co-Andy there. I think they made contact, didn't they, in the first chicane, and back to the front there. You can see there's 0.2 of a second at the moment between Jacob and Crazy Park. Crazy Park's a mega star, isn't he? He's flying at the moment, absolutely flying. Deneen there, of course, better for the podium, as Dave said, and he is already up into 5th position. Fantastic stuff from Deneen. Equally fantastic stuff here from Crazy Power. Crazy Power comes on the soft compound tires, medium tires for Jacob, and you can see Crazy Power there alongside. They're going side by side, and Jacob, I think, has got slightly more pace there, but Crazy Power's on the outside. He takes the lead at the Italian Grand Prix on the outside, passes Jacob and moves up into the lead. Fantastic stuff. Jacob there is going to stay in the slipstream now. Oh my gosh! Before we went to the background there, he's going on the outside of the Curva Grande here. He is. Brilliant stuff. And then now Crazy Power gives enough room there. Rocketoni and Newloff are also battling to for now. Jacob is back up. We got a yellow flagging one. Why is that? And I think it's was it Rocketoni just recovering then? Well, at the end there, so it looks like it was all good then. Back on board then with Deneen, as Dave said, Deneen did better on the podium, and he's already up in the 5th position. He has got some speed in this Williams, hasn't he? He's now going up alongside then Van Crescent to come down into the Scar chicane, and let's see what they're doing. They're going side by side. Jacob and Power also battling there, and we got there's Ozone's out of the race. Ozone is out of the race, and Deneen is through and up into, oh my gosh, and it's getting very Larry in the first corner. Ozone is out of the race then here in Monza. What a shame. So he has done 4 laps of the Italian Grand Prix, and it's cool, and he is gone. So we've lost Hilser up and Ozone already in this incredible start into the Italian Grand Prix. And you can see them back on board there now. You're going to have double slipstream here on board the McLaren driver, and Jacob there is gaining. This is a good old scrap for the lead, isn't it? And unfortunately, I think Dave just, Jacob, they're going deep, but he still kept it there. He still kept it on the black stuff. But Crazy Power is going to go on the outside then. He is going on the outside. This is a great old scrap. They're going side by side through the Curva Grande. This is fantastic racing. It really is. Look at them. They're side by side. There's Yori there. Oh my gosh, it's getting very, very close indeed. And now, contact. There's damage on the Ferrari. That is a big piece of endplay going on Crazy Power. It was getting very dicey, wasn't it? And that's a big blow indeed then for Crazy Power then. And you can see he's going to drop off the back now, isn't he? Because, and look at this, Deneen is all over the back of Yor. Deneen's on the podium after 5 laps. Fantastic stuff then in this race then. Look at this, I've got a bit of a QB on the Crazy Power now, isn't it? Oh, what a shame then. It's in terms of strategy, I haven't even talked about strategy, have we? It's been absolutely mega stuff. And now Yor goes up the inside track position, and he is now second position. Crazy Power, Crazy Power has got a good old launch there off the Ascara chicane, and he's going to go side by side then as he comes down into the Parabolica then. Crazy Power's got, like Ferrari, is very simple. He's like, Yori goes flying, and he goes flying on the inside there. But look at this, another side by side again. Where? Oh no, there was no small contact, was there? I think there was. Now you're there. I think that yours damaged the end plate there, and now Deneen is up to second. Fantastic stuff from Deneen then. That's brilliant stuff there from the Williams driver. And Crazy. And look, there's Van Chris there. Of course, he's a championship contender, and he doesn't want to. He doesn't want get damaged in this, does it? And look in the background there, say. Oh, and Yorda getting very. I'm wondering if Lucas there. Lucas is up to 5th position. Fantastic stuff. Lucas is once again showing the skills that he was showing in the Hungary as well. We're back in with the look at the 2 Ferraris and side by side. Is there going to be any team orders there? Of course, remember last season Samster and Slim had an incredible team bond, didn't they? They were brilliant teammates. Of course, Ferrari started off well this season with 1-2 back in Australia. Is Crazy Power going to let his teammate by though? Of course, I don't think there is. I think the teammate is slightly is not as I don't think they're very. I don't think they're as gentlemanly as Slim and Samster were they last season. Lewis got a bit of a queue now behind Crazy Power. Crazy Power's doing a good old job there to keep hold of Deneen though. The gap at the front is 2 seconds now, so Jacob is now starting to stretch his legs there on this Italian Grand Prix then. So it's because it was all sorts going between Power, between Yor and between Jacob for the battle for the lead then. But it started to calm down a bit there now, isn't it? As now coming through then to complete a lap at 6 then on board of Lucas then, and he's in DRS zone of Vanquish at the moment. Of course, Vanquish is taking the moment. Is it as it stands? Will Vanquish take the lead in the championship? Yes, he will. He will take it to the lead by 1 point, but Jamie's now just got by Knowlesy and up into 13th position, and that was a battle between Knowlesy and Jamie. Jamie's 20 seconds behind Rockatoni. Yeah, Jamie is not scoring any points at the moment. This Elite Championship seems to throw on just completely unutterly just throw double sixes every time in this league. It's fantastic stuff. David just said go on Ozone, maybe points, but unfortunately I think I came out after and I came out just as Ozone crashed, so yeah, Dave jinxed Ozone. Unfortunately, Ozone out of the race along with Hills of Rapid on. So those are 2 retirements already. 20 laps to go at this Monza Grand Prix. This is fast and furious stuff. Deneen is now starting to pull away from Crazy Powers a second. So as it stands, I think Deneen won't. Well, he can potentially really home in on the back of the front 2, can he, with a strong performance today, Deneen, and he has definitely done that. Hasn't he? Started 8th, didn't he, on the grid? 8th position on the grid, Deneen started, and he's up into 2nd already. He did bet on the podium. Wow, he wasn't joking, was he? Fantastic stuff. Crazy Power than a mega star, didn't he? He flew from 4th on the grid, didn't he? Up into 1st straight away before he even got to turn 1. He had a Renault launch control there, but now then he might need a bit more than launch control now because his teammate is on the outside. He's through, and he is up into 3rd position. That wasn't Vanquish's most difficult overtake of the afternoon. And Lucas there going a bit wide there. Has Vanquish got the speed, has he? It doesn't look like he's got the raw speed tonight, has he? But once again, Vanquish is doing what he needs to do, doesn't he? Just needs to pick up those points. It's consistency that's going to win this Drivers' Championship, isn't it? And unfortunately, Jamie is wild down in 13th position on soft tyres as well, so he's going to have to pit again. Knowlesy and Co-Andy both on the hard compound tyres, so both them two are just probably going to go to the end of the race from there. Depends how competitive the hard tyre is, so that's really in how much speed they're going to use that. You can see then, look at this, and it's now starting to eat into Jacob's lead, and this is going to be fantastic. And Jacob's now got a Williams behind him as well. Vanquish is in 3rd position there. Crazy Power is still in the DRS zone of his teammate. Crazy Power, I think it's a shame he's got damage on that, because Crazy Power had some speed, didn't he, around here? So that's a shame there for Crazy Power. This is a good old scrap, isn't it, between these guys at the moment. It's starting to calm down a bit now, hasn't it, as we're reaching the mid stages of this Monza Grand Prix. I'm glad you stuck with us, everyone. It's been a fantastic qualifying session, and it's been a great opening couple of laps then here in Italy. Brilliant stuff indeed then, as you can see them on board with Lucas. He's a bit too far back, isn't he, to mount a challenge from there at the moment, but you can see then he's got DRS. He's also got a bit of harvesting on the go as well. Your 6th position, BP is 7th. We've got Blaz in 8th position. 9th position, sorry, Blaz is 9th. And Sammy's in 10th position. T-Sammy going up the outside. He is through and up into, 9th position. He's gone wide. Blaz is now going to go for the switchback. Is he now coming into the Curva Grande? Accelerates to the way then. As Blaz got the high ground here. Oh, no, he hasn't, has he? And so Blaz is just going to stay in the slipstream, I think, of T-Sammy. We're on board Blaz then. And so at the moment then it's as you were, status quo then between these guys, and Co-Andy has just passed Knowlesy and gone up into 40th position. Then Knowlesy has dropped down into 15th position then in the Renault. And we've also got both McLarens, and Lucas is through. Lucas is through, and by crazy power, or is he? Because Lucas there has had a bit of a bad exit through the halfway of the Ascar chicane. Now we're on board crazy power. Look at him, he's in the slipstream. There is no DRS, so this is more of an old school overtake. Coming down to the parabolic then, and let's just see what's going on. And oh, not quite then. And now coming into the parabolic then, and as Dave was just saying, go on, Bill. So Lucas is in the pits then. That's a very early stop then for Lucas. Well, no one else is coming in the pits. Maybe that might be dead on. How is the overcut around here? Is this going to it's going to help him? Well, remember, traffic might still be an issue. Yeah, it's easy to overtake around here. Murphy doing once again a stellar job, isn't he, in the Haas there? Of course, former super driver Murphy was returned to IRC a few races ago now, and he has really took to it like a duck to water, hasn't he? So Murphy currently in third position about New Life is just currently pits. Rocket Tony is going to be out in front of Lucas, is he? Let's take a look. Rocket Tony then also returned to the league after a couple of races absence, and he is through and up into 11th position then. 12th position is Lucas. He doesn't want to lose his front wing. And the McLarens are also getting into really close combat and for fifth and sixth position at the moment. Now he's going to go on the outside. He's on the outside in the Curva Grande. You can see those are fresh tyres. He is through and up into 11th position then. Rocket Tony is dropped down into 12th then. And so just resuming the battle here between the two McLarens. Where are they? Where are they? There they are. And look at this. This is getting very tasty indeed. BP and you're then going to be battling then over 5th and 6th at the moment. And here comes BP, and he's all over the back of Yor like a rash. Yor was on the front row of the grid, wasn't he? And you can see that now. Look at these once again using slipstream rather than the DRS. Look in the background. There's the Haas of Murphy 5 seconds back. Deneen's in the pits, so Deneen is also in the pits, and he's rolled the dice, and so is Yor in the pits as well. Remember, they got to slow down then, so we've got a lot of pit activity then. Vanquish carries on. Deneen then is in the pits, and let's just take a look to see what's going on. Blaz and T Sammy are now going to start to are now resuming their battle then, so they're going to go on soft tires, medium tires. They're going to go to the end of the race, and so this is very interesting indeed, isn't it? How is the tire life going to be then? Blaz there is dropping back from T Sammy there actually. Yor is having to replace his front wing because he damaged it earlier on in the race. And a 3-second penalty there for Jacob for multiple warnings. I think that's the first penalty. Fantastic stuff. Only 11 laps. Brilliant. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. And now Yor coming out of the pits. Jamie is just coming into the pits. That is how far back he is at the moment then. Far back at the moment Jamie is then. So Jamie, this is going to be a very difficult day, isn't it, for the championship leader? As it stands, he will lose the leader in the championship as well. This is not good at all. Dave has just said low tire wear, excellent stuff then. So it is low tire wear, so I think then from what Dave said there, is it going to be a one stop then? I think it might be then. So this is is it a straightforward run into the final to checker flag? Well, is it going to be anything but, isn't it, really? Because of there's so much factors in this race, isn't it? Jacob's going to extend his stint, isn't he? Because he's on the medium tire. Everyone is now on the medium tire, apart from Cole, Andy, and Nosey are on the hard tire, and BP and Vanquish are on the soft tires. We're on board. Just watch it. Lovely shot. Look at this. Break it down now to 18 kilometers an hour. He's in the pits. So he's just going into the best podium of the calendar. Fantastic stuff. So he's in the pits then. Vanquishes. Hills represents the session. Of course, he was our first retiree. Then he was also on the wrong tire to begin with as well. Murphy is now up to the second position. So well done to Murphy. Sammy is up in the third position and Blaz in the fourth end. So the guys that started on the medium tires it's now coming to fruition. Blaz is through as well. Where's Deneen? Deneen is through and up into fifth position. And New Life there, he's coming through as well then. So New Life is through. Where's Lucas? Lucas is also in there as well. Where is he? There he is. And Lucas is now up into seventh position. Vanquish is down to eighth. Rocket Tony 9th. BP slots out in 10th position in front of Crazy Power. And you're in 12th position then. So of course there's a lot of wing changes as well there, so that's why there was a lot of oh my gosh, and that's why there's also a lot of look at this, that New Life there is on the there he is. So New Life is not letting him go on the outside there. He's going to have better traction. Lucas is now, of course. Remember, these tires are much younger than the New Life's tires, isn't he, Lucas? But look, Vanquish there is stalking him, isn't he? He's stalking him, coming through the second last one there. The Ferrari drivers, both Ferraris then are at 8th and 11th position at their home race, and talking of home race, here comes the Toro Rosso also in their home race as well. And oh my gosh, they're on the grass. He's through and he's going through. He's on the outside going into the Ascar chicane. Fantastic stuff. He is through and up into and Vanquish has got a 3-second penalty there from multiple warnings. But look at this, he's all over the back of New Life as well then. So now they're coming down the back straight then. 17 seconds the gap between between Jacob and Murphy there. And now Vanquish is on the Oh, that's a car off. That's Rockatoni off. Vanquish is through in front of New Life. And Rockatoni is off of the Ascara chicane. That is going to ruin his strategy as well, because he wasn't going to come in for another couple of laps, was he? In the Red Bull. What a shame there for Rockatoni there, who's just in the background. Vanquish is gaining on Lucas. Is going to go on the inside. No, not quite. Then of course on yellow flag, and Rockatoni down the race. That's our third retirement in this race. Hills Rappers just said, I hate this game. Well, such a shame there for Hills Rappers, and I think that starting on the wrong tyres, which is no fault of his own. By the looks, the game put him on the medium tyre, and then really from there on. Oh, lovely shot here. Vanquish is on the inside. Oh, bit of contact there, I think. But is Vanquish all right? Then we'll have to find out in a minute. Is this front wing okay? There's Lucas. It's fine. So just a glance to blow there for the Ferrari driver. Then, oh, this is getting very interesting indeed. Then in the foreground, you'll see. Oh, sorry, I've just taken off the telemetry. You'll see then that that Blaz is now coming under attack then from Deneen. Then, as you said earlier, Deneen had $10 to get a podium. Wow. I wonder what the odds were for him to win this race. It's been fantastic. Remember, Jacob is still has to come in the pitch head. He is on the alternative strategy, isn't he? So is Murphy. So is T. Sammy. So is Blaz. In the background, then you also see the Ferrari and the two Italian cars of Toro Rosso and Ferrari, and you can see Lucas there is Blaz there is been overtaken by Deneen, and Deneen is now up into fourth position then. So Blaz down to fifth, but it's on the alternative strategy at the moment. Well, but these two are now battling. This is for race position at the inside. He is through before turn one. Vanquish there is up in the fourth position then. Oh, just about getting it stops in time as well. Accelerating away then. Good stuff. And now BP is all over the back of New Life as well. This is the battle for 8th and 9th position then between the Racing Point and the McLaren. Looking back down, there's Crazy Power as well. Here they come through Curva Grande then, the McLaren driver. And let's just see what's he doing. We're on board with him now then. Deneen is now all over the back of his teammate T. Sammy. It's like going to be two mortars in the Williams camp. Well, we'll find out soon. Look at this then. Look at the traction the BP's got on the inside, coming up into the first lesson. Oh, and no, he's out there because New Life just slams the door, and he's got every right to do so there. And now coming into the second lesson, oh, lovely over the shoulder shot of the McLaren driver again. T. Sammy has dropped out of fourth position. Deneen is up in the third position. Good stuff there from Deneen. Now he's back on the podium already, and he is the highest placed car to pit. BP is now up into 8th position, and Crazy Power then, can he follow him through then, as the guys that have pitted then are just trying to follow each other through the moment. T. Sammy then is 4th position. Blast is 2 seconds back then. Now we've got Vanquish and Lucas are now going to and now looks like they're going to be back into combat once again in that 6th and 7th position then. Going into the Parabolica then is Crazy Power. Oh my gosh, and how quickly did he gain on that Racing Point? Look in the foreground there as well. There was two cars very close there, and now Crazy Power is through and up into oh my gosh, and up into 9th position then. And Vanquish has repelled the attack there from Lucas. They were getting very dicey indeed, weren't they? And now then Lucas has run out of hers there, so he's going to have to do a lot of harvesting on this lap, isn't he? And see if we can get back side by side then with Vanquish in the next run then. Now then, also in the background then, Crazy Power is now coming up to the back of BP then, as this is 8th and 9th at the moment in this race, as New Life I think had a problem there, and I think he got on the power and almost spun it, and that made life a lot more easier for Yor there, didn't it? Yor up at the 10th as well. Remember, Yor and Crazy Power both had to change their wings, which is why they're a little further back than probably what they were and what they would like to be as well. We're on lap 16 already. We said this race is going to go by quick. We got BP with a penalty. I think we've only had 3 drivers that's had penalties so far. It's been absolutely precision driving from all these drivers out there. Brilliant stuff indeed. As Lucas is now outside of and Jacob is in the pits then. So Jacob, the race leader, has come into the pits on lap 16 out of 27. Where is he going to come out then? T. Sammy's in the pits as well. Jacob is just taking the lead. He has just taken the lead. How close is that? And now then we've also got BP is Crazy Power is through and up into 6th position. Then Crazy Power is down in Crazy Power is up into 6th. BP is 7th. Yor is 8th. Sammy is 9th. And Oh, this is going to get this is going to be very good indeed, isn't it? Look at this end. So, but I think Jacob has done a very good job there. So he's come out the pits. Is he going to be able to get those tyres 11 laps in? I think it should be all right for Jacob. So yeah, Jacob has now done what he needs to do. He's done his mandatory stop. Now, question is, can he keep those tyres intact? Vanquish is 4th, Lucas is 5th, Crazy Power is 6th with BP in 7th position mode. So this is the close battle on track mode. Well, no, then because the close battle on track mode is Sammy and Sammy and Co Andy in the battle for 9th and 10th at this moment in time. Then and now they're coming down into dropping down under the old track. Of course, the bank in, and now coming into the Scottish chicane. And look in the foreground there. There was Crazy Power just going through. Lucas is going through the Scottish chicane. Jacob is now gaining on Murphy as Murphy coming in the pits. Murphy is in the pits. Oh no, he's got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That is costly there for Murphy. He's on a fantastic race up to that point as well, and what a shame. What a shame it is at the moment. Remember, the championship leader's not even in the points at the moment, is he? So where's Murphy going? Remember, Murphy's going to be very quick on those soft tires, isn't he? So is Jacob as well. Jacob's now starting to pull away. And you course remember, get fast lap. You get a point for fast lap as well. BP is back up into 5th position, and he's passed Crazy Power and up into 5th. 6 is Crazy Power. 6 is Crazy Power. You're at 7th. Murphy is out in 8th position. T Sammy is in 9th position. Co Andy is 10th. Blas is in 11th position. Blas on the soft tires. Co Andy is on the hard tire, and he's done 13 knots on the hard tires. He's coming from a long way back. Blas is here, isn't he? And Co Andy, look at this. I tell you what, that is absolutely great racing, isn't it? How they give each other space there. Co Andy there. Co Andy knew he was there. Had a 6th sense, but now Blas is on the softer rubber, isn't he? He's just going to go on the outside. He has gone on the outside there. Co Andy there, not making it too difficult for him, but he's not. Of course, he couldn't really fight that one with his tyres. They were 13 up, so of course he's going right through to the end of the race on these hard tyres. As Dave said, though, these tyres are there's very low tyre wear around at Monza. And the gap's now starting to open up then, so we have 3.8 seconds for Deneen. It's a great race for Deneen. It's a great race for Vanquish as well. Vanquish will retake the lead in the Drivers' Championship as it stays as they are. And Jake was just at the fast on the race, so that gets an extra point for him so far, unless someone can rise to the challenge. As Co Andy is back up on the outside, and he's through, and he's back up in front of Blas. That is a brilliant piece of driving there from Co Andy there. He's on the harder tyre. He's done 13 laps on those tyres as well. Blas is on fresh soft tyre, and we thought the deal was done. It was everything but done, and now he's got to go into the parabolic, and then isn't he? And Crazy Power is up into 5th position. He's back past BP as well. Co Andy is not giving us this one up, is he? This is a fantastic battle, isn't it, between Blas and Co Andy. Crazy Power has moved himself back in the 5th position, as I just mentioned earlier. But this battle here is the final battle for the points at the moment. Look in the background is Nosey and Jamie also battling away. Then Jamie, of course, is the championship leader. He's going to go on the inside of Nosey. He is through, and I'm in 12th position. And he's gone wide. He's gone very wide. That is a big mistake from Jamie. He is going. He hasn't got any points at the moment, has he? This is not going at all well for Jamie, the championship leader today. He is right down in 30th position. Then, of course, they go off qualifying from Eber. He only started 10th, didn't he? Of course, he made a mess of his qualifying run, and unfortunately, then it's just gone downhill since then. He's got 9 laps to try and salvage this race and get some points, isn't he? Because Vanquish is third at the moment. Now it's 15 points, which means he'll take the lead of the championship by, I think it's about 6 points or something like that. So the championship swings in Vanquish's favour once again. Fantastic stuff indeed. Of course, Deneen will also be floating his way into there as well. Well, Deneen, as it currently stands, Jamie will drop from first to third, because Deneen will be a point ahead of him as well, because Deneen is on 18 points at the moment. Of course, he's only 17 points away from Jamie. So this race has been perfect for the championship standings. It hasn't been perfect at all for the championship leader of Jamie at the moment. It's been a very difficult race, hasn't it, for him? He's behind the Season 5 Super League champion of Knowlesy at the moment, who is in 12th position. Not an ideal return there for Knowlesy, down in 12th position. I think he damaged his car on the opening lap at the moment. Didn't it? And it really caused and really from then on it's been a long old race, hasn't it? But Jamie is now up the inside, and he is through and up into 12th position. He is still 7 seconds. He is still 7 odd seconds away from a point at the moment, though. So he's going to need a mega fight. He's going to need a mega couple of laps, isn't he? Jamie is on those medium tyres to get himself anywhere. Cohen needs some 15 laps on those hard tyres, so he's not going to be fairly quick. But the guys in front of him, Blas, T. Sammy, and Murphy. Murphy's got a 5-second penalty, hasn't he? So has Blas got a 3-second penalty as well. That might come back to haunt him. But yeah, that's still a lot of time. Jacob set a new fast lap race. He's really dominated the Silverstone performance, isn't it, from Jacob there, like he did in Silverstone. This is going to be a second win of the season, and Jacob can really start to sneak up the championship order here, won't it? So he would still be a fair way back from the championship runners, but from the guys that are leading the championship. But I tell you what, it's definitely it's definitely going to be it's definitely bunching it back up there, isn't it? So then, I don't want to bunch it back up. Lucas is now, of course, he's dropped 4 seconds back now, so Lucas has got a bit of a train behind him. He's got Crazy Power, he's got BP, and yours only a second behind him in the second McLaren as well. So this is going to get very, very interesting with 8 laps to go around Monza. This is going to be very tense then, as we enter the final stage of the race, and all these guys are on similar lap tires. This is about who can handle the pressure and who's got the pace at this stage of the race. Well, Jacob certainly has. He's 8 seconds in front of Neen second. The question is, though, is those soft tires going to last? We think it should last, but anything can happen in Formula 1, and it usually does. So Janine is second, Vanquish is third, fourth is Lucas, and then this is the battle here. Fraser Power's going to go on the inside, coming into the Ascara chicane. He is through and up into fourth position then. Crazy Power then, what could have been today, really, couldn't it? If he didn't damage his front wing, he would he be in front? I think he'd be in front of his teammate, maybe even around Deneen as well. So what could have been for Crazy Power? He had the perfect start, didn't he? Now Lucas is going to chuck one into the Parabolica. No, not quite. Maybe he's just staying behind there. He wants to get good. Maybe safer to have a run down into the turn 1 chicane there. And look at this DRS. Look at this as Lucas that goes alongside him. He is back through, and that's much easier, isn't it? And what about BP? BP is not there quite at the moment, but he's definitely there or thereabouts, isn't it? This is going to be fantastic, isn't it? Now accelerating away then. And Lucas is now looking at parking it on the apex there. So, but look at this. He's all over the back of him at the moment, and then swarming around there. He's going left. Now he's going right. Now you can see. Oh, look at this. That is Lucas that goes on the inside then. As they come into the second chicane, then Lucas there has positioned his car absolutely beautifully. Oh, he's taking an acute angle there. Is that going to cause him issues? Is it going to cause him? Let's have a look. Nope. Crazy Power is still behind him. Yours now in their second spot. This is going to be this is going to be a fantastic 4-way car battle. And did you expect anything less from the Elite? No, definitely not. It's like Formula E, isn't it? The second half of the race has just turned incredible, don't they? Yellow flag in one. New Life is I think his New Life, I think, is having a problem there. And a Crazy Power had the overtake this time last time. Lucas is definitely this time around has not had the same. BP has got a 3-second penalty. Murphy's only 3 seconds back. Remember, Murphy though has got a 5-second penalty. He's in front of Samarellis, though, isn't he? And now he's going on the outside at yours, and he's up into 6th position. 7th position. BP has dropped down to 7th then. On the back side, as you can see, then coming around then to complete lap 21 then. Now then, once again, and you can see there in the foreground area is that Vanquish, I think it was. And then look at this then. And now Crazy Power's got DRS again then. So the roles are reversed here. He's going on the outside. Is he through? He is through, but no, Lucas is done. Wow! Lucas braked so much later, and he's retained the 4th position. Once again, Crazy Power's all on the back. There's Don Murphy there. He's getting very interested, isn't he? He's now only 3 seconds back then. We've got Lucas, it's the cork and the ball here. This is fantastic racing, as you can see. He's all over the back of him again. Now the Ferrari there, trying to go on the outside, and you can see then Lucas has survived again. Incredible stuff. Look at the 2 McLarens out in the background as well. This is absolutely fantastic stuff. Dave has just said, "Go on, Lucas!" I tell you what, Lucas is having another incredible, inspiring race there in the Toro Rosso. He's having a fantastic double header of Hungary and Monza. And you can see that now. Then we've got Crazy Power. Is he going to go on the inside? Lucas is staying on the outside, but Crazy Power. I think thought about it, but for bear of it, maybe have another go. Ooh, Crazy Power's got a 3-second penalty. Can't remember if Lucas has got a 3. Oh, oh my gosh! And that's a McLaren, and it's almost lost it. And now yours alongside Crazy Power, and he's up in the 5th position. In Crazy Power is hesitant on the exit of the Ascara chicane. That's cost him time. Yours up in the 4th position. Crazy Power is down in the 5th. Down in the 6th position, but Crazy Power looks like he's really hungry to get that position back, isn't he? And he is definitely hungry. He's got DRS, and he is gaining again, and is he going to be able to get by? 11 seconds gap is at the front at the moment, But I think our interest is definitely and block up there. Lucas on the outside, BP's on the outside as well, and I thought he was going to sneak through. And again, Murphy's just getting closer and closer to this battle here, isn't he? And this could be a five-way battle in a minute, isn't it? And I don't think because Murphy's got a 5-second penalty, hasn't it? And I think the BP's got a 3-second penalty. Crazy Power's got a 3-second penalty. There's also that these positions might not be the same as they are on track at the moment. And now Lucas is defending absolutely admirably, amazing. That'll do. He really is. This is great driving there from Lucas in the Toro Rosso. He's again under a lot of pressure, isn't he? Going under this short straight and going to the Scar chicane, and you can see Lucas is harvesting. Yours up in the 4th position. He's got 4th position. He has got 4th position. He is up in the 4th position. Then Lucas has dropped down to 5th. Then is he going to be able to hang on with him back on board the Ferrari driver of Crazy Power, who is who again I think he might be a bit disappointed in this race. And New Life is out of the race. Then he is gone. New Life is, that's a shame. He was 14th then, and it's great to have all you along with us. It's been absolutely fantastic racing. Jamie has got a 3-second penalty. He is 3 seconds away from Co-Andy, but he's a further 6 seconds in total away from a point at the moment. The championship leader is not going to get a point at this moment. Now Lucas is going on the outside of Yor, going into the chicane. Yor's defended superbly well, and Yor's gone wide though. He's bounced over there. He's going to go. That's a corner. That is a corner. And then he sneaks through. He sneaks through. Bang him in the 4th position. Wow. Luca, yours down in the 5th position. Crazy Power is it's all over the back of him as well. And this is an incredible stuff, man. What a scrap. What a scrap. It's been absolutely mesmerising. It's been an elite scrap, hasn't it? And these guys, you tell what, Lucas had just about a car's width. He's in it. He went for the gap and he got back in the 4th position. Brave stuff from Lucas there, and it just shows how much of a racer he is, isn't it? Going for a gap. Brilliant stuff from Lucas. And look at this now. Yours now once again on board. Then, oh my gosh, it's getting very dicey indeed, isn't it? As I go down to the Escarch Cave. Look at him. Oh, now he's on the inside. Now he's on the inside. Oh, contact. And I think that that's pushed Lucas off the track. And where's BP? BP is through as well. Oh my gosh, it smashed it. He is out of the Monza Grand Prix here in Italy. And that is a shame there from BP. He is out of the Italian Grand Prix. Has Lucas got damage? No, he hasn't. And Murphy's up in the 6th position then. And that is a shame for BP. It was getting very tight indeed and very tense. Yours now back up into 4th position. 5th position is the Crazy Power as now they battle their way down into turn 1. And here they go. And can Crazy Power do it now? Murphy's doing a cracking job there, just picking his way through the carnage. Jamie's only 3 seconds away from a point. Can he pick up a point then? Look at this. Yours on the Poland exit out of turn 1 then. And Crazy Power's going to go on the outside. No, he ain't, because your errors has turned up the heat, hasn't he, on that Renault engine. And now the Ferrari is all over the back once again then of the McLaren driver. Oh my gosh, and the gap at the front has gone to 15.1 seconds. Jacob has absolutely dominated this race, hasn't he? And when he's in front, Jacob is absolutely formidable, isn't he? Vanquish there, I think he'll be happy with her position then. Oh, it's all got off behind him, hasn't it? Now Murphy is now started to get in, his interest here as well. What a shame for BP, which really is. It was getting very dicey, wasn't it? And Davis just commented, no, BP. BP was on a quality race, wasn't he? Lucas is on a quality race as well, but it got very dicey around here this time last time. It went from 5, it's down to 3 now. And but it's your Crazy Power and Murphy. Whoa, Crazy Power there, going on the grass there. And I think this, and now he's a bit of lag there as well, because Murphy is now up to 5th position then. Look, Lucas there is just hanging off in the background when he was defending crackily as well. I can't say the word. So is Murphy's now in the 5th position. And look at this, yours really struggling, isn't he, to get off the corners now. And now, as you can see, then he is quicker than he needs to be, but now he's going to have to be very quick. Because look, Murphy on the soft tires, Crazy Power on the medium tires. He's going to go on the outside, isn't he? Yours got a very quick car, hasn't he, in a straight line. And he's gone wide there. You can see that's going to really hurt him. Is on the exit. They accelerate away now nicely. Murphy is now alongside him going to Curva Grande, and they're going to be side by side. But look at yours. That McLaren is so quick, isn't it, in a straight line? It struggles to come off the corners, but terrible when it gets up to speed. Murphy's on the outside. And I thought he was going to do a Alonso-esque at that move there. Crazy Power is going to have a go. No, not quite. Then go down to Lesma. Then it would have been very brave indeed. We're on lap 26 out of 27. This has been an absolutely stonking race, hasn't it? Second half has been amazing stuff. Oh, I know your there is I thought he went wide there, but he's okay. He's in 4th position at the moment. and but he's gonna. And Murphy there is really, he wants to get by because he needs to stretch his legs as much as possible because of that speed and pit lane infringement. And now we're on the last lap. Believe it or not, we're on the last lap here in Monza. This is flown by, and I don't want to fly him by. Is Murphy going to fly by your? Not quite, because that's not McLaren. It's so quick in the straight line, isn't it? In the corners, he's really struggling to get off the corners, but in the straight line, it's incredible. And David just said, outstanding racing. It really has. It's been incredible stuff, then. And now look at, oh my gosh, they're all going to go for it. They're all going for it. Your there is yours pace in the straight line. I'm amazed by it. And now Murphy, they're cutting across. That crazy power, and now they're going to go on the Murphy, is he through? He is through, but look at this sideways. Oh no, three of them, they're free abreast and coming out of the first chicane and going into car. Oh my gosh, crazy power there, it's been forced on the track. Murphy takes 4th position, you're still in 5th position, they're still side by side coming out of Curva Grande then, and Murphy is up in the 5th position where it's crazy power is now for the 4th position. And oh my gosh, and then now Dan Murphy there is in 4th position, Crazy Power is in 5th, Yor is in 6th, and Lucas is in 7th position. I don't really want to take my eyes off it. And Jacob there with a power slide coming out of the front of the corner, and he wins the Italian Grand Prix. That's his 2nd race win of the season. 20 seconds. Incredible stuff, Ben. Just going back to this battle here then, we were just waiting for Deneen. He is 20 seconds back at the moment, and Yor is dropping down then because Lucas is now all over the back of him as well. 20 seconds of gap is as well, and John Foucault said superb racing. It really is a fantastic racing indeed. Deneen in 2nd position there. Oh no, Yor is gone. I think he has dropped down into 7th position. There's all sorts going on there. Blaz is going to get through as well. I'm winning first bit of contact. Vanquish finishes 3rd position. Crazy Power finished 4th. Murphy will finish 5th in the end. Great drive from Murphy. He didn't get unfortunately didn't deserve the time penalty there. 6th position there for T. Sammy, fantastic stuff. 7th position for Lucas. 8th position for Blaz. Yor gets up to 7th because of the because of no penalties. Andy gets 8th in the end. 9th is Lucas, 10th is Blaz. Jamie, no points there for Jamie, and no points for the former champion Knowlesy either in 12th position. Oh my gosh, what an outstanding drive. Jamie, Jacob, absolutely dominating performance in the Red Bull, his 2nd win of the season, and from pole position to checkered flag. Wow, immense stuff from those guys. And in the championship, Vanquish reclaims the lead. Then it's when this championship is seesawing around, isn't it, between Vanquish and Jamie, but not forgetting Deneen has also put himself in the mix as well, because Deneen is now in front of Jamie and up into 2nd position. Oh my gosh, incredible stuff. Harry said that was a crazy last lap, and someone owes me $10. So Deneen there remembers his bet there, as someone does owe him $10 after his bet from starting 8th on the grid, I think it was. Let's take a look at the final classification from this absolutely outstanding Italian Grand Prix. Jacob 17 seconds from pole position to checker flag, and it's incredible stuff. Deneen, a great drive from 8th to 2nd, brilliant stuff. Vanquish up in the 3rd, then retakes the lead in the championship as well. It's crazy in 4th position with Dan Murphy, and a good drive in 5th, very good drive. T. Sammy in 6th position. You're in 7th position with Andy in 8th position. Lucas is 9th. Blaz is in 10th. Jamie, no points, and he has lost the lead. 12th position is Nosey, and then retirements is BP, New Life, Rocketoni, Ozone, and Hilsarab, all retired from this incredible Italian Grand Prix. And Deneen was, I think he was loving the fact that that Jamie got no points there, so he was absolutely loving that. And I was absolutely loving this race. This has been a spectacular race here in Monza. This has been a fantastic race here in Monza, and we got a new championship leader in Vanquish, and we got Deneen, who's moved himself up to 2nd then, so he's put himself right back in the mix. It's a three-way fight, and Jacob's dominating performance today. Absolutely phenomenal stuff from Jacob. Really, really well done. Anyway, this has been a fantastic race tonight. It's been absolutely mega stuff. We all earned, I think you guys earned that when we had a bit of a delay between qualifying and the race.
But I tell you what, that was well worth it, wasn't it? Good things come to those away, and that was absolutely epic stuff. Tomorrow night, we have to do this all over again, but this time it's the Super Guys. Not That Bad returns. Jonathan Cox in his home race, and what about RU Racing, who's got the bit between his teeth, hasn't he now? After the last two incredible wins there from RU Racing. So really looking forward to seeing what he could do. This is going to get absolutely fantastic stuff. Keep an eye on Facebook as the championships will be updated. So yeah, keep an eye on that because it's so tight now. It's anyone's ball game. And so tomorrow night, so we'll be back for the Elite Guys next Wednesday, as it will be Singapore. So we've gone from the shortest race in terms of time to the longest race of the season in terms of time. That will be nudging up to 50 minutes to an hour next week. So I hope you got your snacks packed. That's going to be fantastic stuff. Tomorrow it's the Super Guys' turn. So yeah, as we said then, it's going to be fantastic stuff from 8 p.m. tomorrow, and anything can happen. And Deneen has just said it's going to be 6 points from third to first. It is incredible stuff. That is less points between first and second as you finish there. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up here then. But you got if you can't get enough of IRC tomorrow, we're back for more action. But from now, it's goodbye.